What's up? What's up? What you mean there's no stream? Couldn't be me. Could never. Let's see if this is all working. I think so. Boy, you talking to me? With a haircut? No haircut. Just no hood today. No hood today. DF also in the chat, like, where's the streamer? Pretty much. We're all trying to find the guy who did this. See if I can fix the hair after a shower. What's going on, guys? We got TopSpin. We're going to play that in about 15 minutes. I did hop in just to see how everything looked, and it's interesting. It's interesting. I saw some videos earlier today about how the game plays, stuff like that. So I have a little bit of background on how the game works. And I played, I want to say it was the last TopSpin that came out on PS3. So yeah, tennis games are low-key tough, not going to lie. They definitely can be. I am interested to see how it goes because I feel like tennis, I don't know. I want to say that it's simple in the sense that it's not very like you're trying to do the same thing every time almost versus other video games, but it's very similar to MLB in that way where it's like batter versus pitcher and then you got some small things going on in the background, but most of the game mechanics are like one thing over and over. As long as you know the rules, true. So that's where it becomes, like you were saying, Dan, it becomes tough because it's kind of simple, like there's very micro I don't know how to explain it, but that makes the skill ceiling itself like very much what you're always that's not how to explain it. But yeah, it just becomes difficult because there's like so few things to work on, I guess, that you can kind of master certain things and then it's like I don't know, just becomes tough. Like the more I like continue that sentence on, the more it feels like that's just the case for everything. So then it's like kind of stupid to say. But let me say it this way. It feels much tougher up front, I think, because of how simple it is. Maybe that's a better way to say it. I feel like the skill floor is higher because it's simple. So as soon as you jump into the game, it's a little bit more like if you are getting overwhelmed, then it's hard to like catch up. Maybe that's a better way to say it. Versus some other games when there's like 15 to 20 things going on at once, like you can kind of show up and with other new people, maybe you kind of get maybe you're good at like aiming or you're good at like positioning or like you understand how a certain weapon works in another game and then you can translate that and like as soon as you start playing against other people in your skill level, you feel like you can do something well. But in like a one-on-one where like let's say one person understands tennis from a strategy level and the other person doesn't, then it can be very hard to get started. Comes down to ability and stamina. Video game will be very much strategy. Yeah, true. Because there's timing and stuff, but some of that's gonna end up being RNG, I believe, because there's only so much you can do. That's another thing about sports games. You have to have RNG and stuff like that because of how much you can't control. Like there's only so many inputs you can have to make it really like feel like real tennis or a real sport. And because of that, they have to introduce RNG. So that's what I'm interested to see is like how much RNG is there going to be in this game? How much of it is like, and then how the game modes are set up. From what I've seen so far, there's a pretty diverse setup for how the game modes can kind of be like not just a regular tennis match, but like, I don't know, like just up to 10 points, like a tiebreaker from the get-go and other stuff like that. So I'm really interested to see how that works. Because I think that's one thing where MLB the Show has fallen way behind is game modes and like making it engaging and not a waste of 45 minutes if things aren't going well. The timing window will start to become second nature, like the throw meter, also valid. Yep, yep. There is something like you can kind of think about also the 2K shot meter, where I don't know. I feel like the last couple of years they did a better job of making specifically the throw meter a little bit more dynamic. But I'm also thinking of like in 2K NBA 2K I should say, it's really easy to when you have an open shot and you have a decent 3-point shot, like you're not really gonna miss it. Once you get to a certain level of like stats of attributes for your 3-point shot, like you won't miss open threes, stuff like that. So that'll be interesting to see how they change that. Well, now I say that thing about open threes, but I don't think that's the case for every single year that the NBA game comes out. I feel like at times there's been way more RNG to where like hitting a perfect release is not it's not that easy to do every single time. But you'll still like you'll still hit like a pretty close to perfect, and then it'll go in if you're wide open. But I don't think that's always the case every year. So some years I think there's more RNG, stuff like that. Interesting to see how that goes. But it sounds like the game modes are a little bit more dynamic in terms of like jump in and play. Obviously, it's just tennis, and I don't think there's mini games in here, like side. There's definitely training, and we're gonna do some training today in the game. But I don't think there's like, not like Mario Tennis, not like Mario Party type of mini games, like not like other stuff. It's just regular tennis, but with different ways to win in terms of scoring. I think, from what I've been able to see so far, which has been very little. But I like that because I think there's a big difference between 45-minute games and 10-minute games. I mentioned I was playing like a mobile MLB game, and that game, all the PvP starts in the 8th inning. So you play 2 innings for PvP. And overall, like there's maybe just as much RNG in that game as there is in MLB The Show. I think there's a little bit less RNG, but it's more pay to win. So like attributes matter a lot more, I think. But that being said, let's assume it's just about the same amount of RNG. It doesn't feel as bad because I think the modes are a little bit more forgiving in terms of rank. And also because it's only 2 innings. So you're only, if you really feel like that game was wasted, like you completely got scammed out of a game, which does happen, you've only feel like you wasted 5 to 15 minutes instead of wasting 45 minutes to, if you think about you lost that game plus like you have to win another game to make that a neutral, then it's like 45 minutes plus another whole game, another 45 minutes. So oftentimes you're losing like an hour and a half if you feel like you got scammed out of a game. So that's where those mini games, you could say, not mini games, but smaller, like bite-sized pieces of games, make it a little bit more interesting, I think. Cooler looking rackets hit harder, right? And I'll show you the battle pass and stuff. So it's interesting. The battle pass is definitely a thing. I'm actually gonna post today. I mean to do this every week. I should post every time I go live because I don't go live that often. So we'll do that in a second. Just realized I don't have a waiting screen, so I'm just gonna walk away from camera for a second. Are you gonna get this game, Matt? Are you trying to see? I know you said you might look at breaking out some of the old ones. I'll put my Twitch link. Should have done this earlier. I'm excited to see what goes on here, because I want to see. I want to see how highly I can get ranked. I've been trying to watch like tennis since I decided this afternoon that I was going to get the game. I've been trying to watch tennis strategy videos, so we'll see how quickly I can pick that up and make it work in game. All right, let's see if this looks okay. Try to give you some tips if I can. Appreciate it. I never played singles back in the day. So I think what I'm going to try to do today is number one. Number one, we're going to go through like what's in the game. Then we're going to go through the battle pass and kind of look at how that works. And then we're going to go into probably exhibition. I don't know if I'm going to create a player today, because what I want to try to do is figure out what kind of playstyle suits me. Like in terms of gameplay, I think that's what I want to do today. Figure out what playstyle suits me. I have some theories, but I'm not 100% sure yet. Why did my post disappear? Is Elon nerfing me? Not sure. Not that I'm an expert, but if real tennis transfers over, that's what I'm hoping. There's probably going to be some holes in the game, like with MLB, like high end sinkers, stuff like that. But yeah, I think for the most part, I'm expecting it to. Okay, I think it's not letting me post the link. This is kind of shady from Twitter. Maybe I will. Can't even find my drafts anymore. What is this website? Let's try this again. I'm going to try to put it in the replies. Wow, it literally won't let me send the link. That's crazy. I think Elon's actually a hater. All right, well, hopefully people will know where to go, but I will be back in about 2 minutes, and we will get started in the game right away. Burb. Never showed up is crazy. Welcome back, Dan. We are just about to get started into 2K TopSpin. Looking forward to this. I saw it was coming out a while ago, and I was like, I don't think I'm going to get it. But I got the urge today, and I said, well, let's do it. TBH wouldn't down it. That's fair. Understandable. Let me switch out of just chatting. Getting hyped for a new game is the best, right? There is an element of it that's like, I like also the feeling of like leading up to the game, right? I think we felt that a lot with like MLB The Shows. Like the weeks leading up to the game coming out and like being excited for that. But sometimes like on a whim, I'll get a game, just get really into it for a little bit. I think that's what happened with Marvel Avengers when that came out. Just like one day it was on early access and I was like, you know what? I really want to get this. And then I was like obsessed with it for a month. I bought it on PC, but it is on PlayStation. It is not on Switch. It is on Xbox. And it's last gen as well, I believe. You can get it on Xbox One and PS4. 3 prominent streamers picking up this game. I can do that too, TBH. Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting into this. Let me just see if I can put my Twitch link from the browser first, because I'm like really confused why you're not allowed to use links on Twitter. That's the word. On X, maybe that's why, because it's X now. I can do it on my browser. I couldn't do it on the app. That's kind of crazy. Didn't transfer it into like, yeah, that's very fair. I don't know why that happened to you, unfortunately. For a lot of people, they already didn't like the game, and the fact that you would have to play it twice is crazy. I have a feeling this game is not very well optimized, but let me find out, because there's a lot of graphics settings that don't exist right now in the game. And there's no optimization in the drivers yet because it's early access. So it was like maxing out my GPU earlier, but then I put it's not true. That's fine. It was maxing out my GPU, and so I put a frame rate cap on it. We'll see if that helps. But I don't know if that was the reason it was having issues, so we'll see. Oh, I thought you were saying it was bad, Dan. Sorry, I didn't see the before it, so I thought you were saying you didn't like it. That's my bad. I misread it. Okay, let's do this. We're gonna turn that on. 2K25. Such a minor change that means a lot, right? You ever seen those like what's it called? Okay, that's not too loud, is it? I think it's good. The comedy stand-up routine, and the guy's like giving the whole, what's the word? Etymology? I think it's etymology of like the different ways to use that. Comma saves lives, and also like different articles and like adjectives that you can use to make it mean something completely different. Broke my PS4 every time I played Hulk. Yeah, the frame drops were crazy. Note the locker code before exiting the screen. Claim your early adopters bonus locker code now in the pro shop. Wilson boosts. All right. Let's see what's in the pro shop. We'll start out with this, I guess. Redeem code Wilson boosts. Ooh, big XP boosts. And some VC. So now we have 3,200 VC. That's something. I don't know if that's a lot or a little. But I think like 10 tiers of battle pass boost was like 1000 VC or something like that. So we'll see. What am I looking for? I already forget. 1000 VC. Dang it, Dan. Oh, my fan control and my task manager. Okay, so far we're looking better. Okay, I think we'll be okay. Hopefully. We'll go from here. Okay, so XP boosts 5 times for 1 match. What does that mean? You just get 5 of these? Why not just say 5 matches? Am I wrong? Why don't you say 5 matches? Alright, my camera is zoomed in weird today. Let me zoom in a little bit more. Can't even configure video from here anymore, my lord. Yo, Jackie coming in with the 41-month sub. Thank you, sir. Here to fund your new addiction. I appreciate that. I did get the high premium version of the game, so I appreciate you helping me out with that. Zoom out a little bit less. That's fine. We'll stick with that. Got the best clots. Appreciate you, Jackie. Hope you're doing good, man. Did you buy this game? I know you're saying it was hype, but I wasn't sure if it was based off of like watching people or if you actually were playing it yourself. I might play windowed because I have a feeling I don't need to be anything other than windowed. Upgrade all seasons to premium. Whoa. I think I already have them. When it's on sale, fair. Okay, so let's go back to Pro Shop. Let's take a look at the shop. We'll take a look at the Battle Pass. So Premium Center Court Pass is the Battle Pass, by the way. These items, it sounds like everything is cosmetic. Anything that you have to buy, I believe, is cosmetic purely. There's no stat boosts or anything, from what I understand. Virtual Tennis on the iPad was life. Don't have it, but I'm considering. Fair. So there's 3 versions of the game you can buy currently. It's the standard version, and then there's a mid-tier version, and then there's like an ultimate version. Let me go look at that for you guys real quick. Double check what's in there. Let me pop that up on my screen. I'm not going to put it on the screen, but I will put the link in the chat real quick. Where's the thing where you can see all the different versions next to each other? There we go. Top 2K store is a little bit better. Okay, so this one has the info for all the different versions here. Guardians of the Galaxy and Final Fantasy for long games. Did you start Guardians of the Galaxy last stream? Is that what I'm remembering? I don't know if these songs are copyrighted. They probably are. Let me actually turn off the music real quick. And I am going to go to windowed because I'm going back and forth between windows. I might switch that next game, or next time I stream this. But for now, let me just make it windowed so that I can go back and forth. It is windowed? Well then. Did I not make this 1440p? There we go. Alright, anyway. Can I make this higher than high? No. Okay, we're going to turn music down. We're going to leave everything else up for now. Okay. Play the Joakim Noah song. That's probably copyright too, to be honest. Even on windowed, I have to hit like the window key. Somebody's vacuuming on the hard floor right above me. That's awesome. Okay. We are almost in a reasonable spot where I can actually do something, but I need to edit this first. Apologies. 100% is going to kill Summer Seers. I have whatchamacallit. I have there's a vacuum on tiles right above my head. And you guys know from past lives that does not work in my brain. TopSpin 2K25. Save. Okay, that's good. I don't hear it. I know. That's good. Okay, so sound effects of the game. I have a compressor on the game audio output, so it shouldn't be a problem. It just might sound a little bit weird, so we'll adjust that if needed. Where's Serena Williams, and is there pickleball minigame? There should be a pickleball minigame, but I don't think there is. So I'll be there no matter what, says Jackie. Okay. Playing through several games. Those are long ones. What are the shorter ones then? The fact that there's so few real players, I don't mind that at all, personally. But I can understand that that's a drawback for some people. Who vacuums tiles? It's just easier than sweeping, I guess. Okay, did I answer all the questions? Where's Serena Williams? I believe she is in the game. I don't know what it is about 2K graphics, but I never liked 2K graphics. From what I've seen, I don't think they're very good, but we'll see more as the day goes on. Okay, so the other thing I was getting to was the differences between the editions. And so what we have is a base game, obviously in all three versions. So the middle tier one gets you early access. It gets you a level 10 player boost and 1700 VC. And then like different outfits in a pack. And then it says Serena Williams and Roger Federer alternate outfits, Wilson Nightfall bundle, and nighttime majors. So it looks like nighttime games and a few other outfits, like signature Serena and Roger Federer. So that's what you get in the mid tier. And then additional to the mid tier, so in the high tier, you get all the stuff from the mid tier, obviously. You also get a Grand Slam Champions pack, which features a cosmetic championship racket and champion serve. So I think there's like some kind of flair when you serve. There's types of serves that probably, you know, like when you do a little dance when you hit a green in NBA 2K, like in the park and stuff. So I think there's something like that. And then the only other new thing is you get all access pack premium. It doesn't say it on this page, but I saw somewhere else that it is premium version of the 6 battle passes that come out. So I think that's over the course of the year. So I believe one battle pass lasts 2 months. I could be wrong about that, but there's 6 total battle passes. And I'll show you those in just a second. Yo, Dibs coming in with a 36-month, 3-year sub. Appreciate you, man. How you doing, sir? It's as the night goes on. Have a turbo graphics, and all the games are short pickup and play. Okay, cool. Nice. Those are always fun. L Dibs with 36 months, 3 years total for the man. Appreciate you. A couple of long subs coming in today from you and Jackie. Hope you're doing good, dude. We're just getting started into 2K. I'm kind of explaining the different bundles right now. So the main upgrade. So here's the thing. The base game is $60. Right now, a lot of games come out for $70. GTA 5 might be $150. Who knows? Or 6, whatever the new GTA is going to be. I don't remember. But, you know, games are $70 minimum these days for AAA titles. And I think there's not like that much in this game compared to a lot of new games that come out. I feel like there's like a lot of modes, a lot of ways to play. This basically has like 2 or 3 ways to play. So I think it's fair for a $60 price point, but Surprising for a 2K game. Also surprising that there's no microtransactions that affect your gameplay. From what I can tell, from what I've heard, that might change. I'm not 100% sure. I haven't checked for myself. But it sounds like it's all cosmetic microtransactions, which is cool. So 2K so far, like, doing a good job of not overpricing the game for now. So that means the mid tier is $100. So it goes from 60 to 100, which if you're going from 70 to 100, that's only a $30 difference. This is a $40 difference just to get to the early access and a few other boosts, stuff like that. I did end up getting the high tier version, the Grand Slam edition, which is only $20 above the mid tier. So it's basically double the price of the base game if you get the high tier game. But the difference between your deluxe edition, the mid tier, and the high tier is $20, and you get all the premium battle passes, which means in theory I shouldn't have to buy a single dollar more into this game for the rest of the year. Whereas I think if you get the deluxe edition, you might be upgrading battle passes every season, every 2 months basically. And that could get you past that $120 price point. So that's the thing that you probably want to make sure of if you're going to go between the deluxe, mid tier, and the high tier. Is if you think you're going to get a battle pass, all the premium battle passes, I would probably go with the highest tier. If you're not going to worry about any of the cosmetics, and we'll get into that in a second, you're probably good with the base game. It just doesn't have early access, so you have to wait a couple days. But we're already halfway through the early access, I believe. Might want to get the goodwill of not having microtransactions. I think so too. I think, it's the first time in a while that they've dropped a TopSpin game, and they probably want to just get as many people in the game as possible. And from what I can tell from reviews, they've done a good job of starting from the ground up. So good gameplay, fundamentals of video gaming, minimal microtransactions, and maybe as the years go on that changes and they add more microtransactions and leveling up systems and extra currencies and all that kind of stuff. But for now, it's a good start, I think, from what I can tell. When does the game officially drop? I was seeing something that said April 25th, which would be tomorrow. But it says a 3-day early access, and I thought the early access started yesterday. So I am not 100% sure. It's within like the next 2 days, though. Why is it 2K24? It's April and very early for calling it 2K25. I don't know if does the tennis season end the next year? I graduated in 2025. That's crazy to think about. Okay, so we saw the shop a little bit. Let me go into this. Here's the thing is that in a lot of games, when you get a battle pass and you're buying skins and stuff like that, purely cosmetic, they're usually pretty cool, and usually there's a lot of customization. As you can see in this tab, let me make sure I'm not hiding it. You should be able to see in the tab that there's maybe 12 to 15 categories up there that I'm cycling through right now. So there's a lot of stuff that you can customize, but they're nothing crazy, right? They're just like hats. Like your Road to the Show player in MLB. You even get more customization on little details. Excuse me, on some other games. This one's like predetermined items, which I'm sure like a lot of these are probably like real. Let's see what looks like my racket. I think I had a head racket. Obviously, it wasn't like high pro level like these rackets, but back in the day, I probably still have the racket too. Not that the number matters, but yeah. Generally, it's considered the start at the beginning of the calendar year. That's what I was thinking. Like, I thought tennis was one of the few that actually is like, well, like tennis and maybe golf is like it goes from year to year rather than, like NBA kind of goes past the end of the year, so that it makes sense why like a 2K24 would be starting in 23 because the season ends in 24. But I don't know about this. Did you ever play squash? I've played racquetball, but I believe squash is a little different, right? I haven't played much racquetball, but I got like some gear and stuff. I don't think I got a racket because we could rent those at the gym, but I think I signed up for like an intramural and then like never showed up. My player packs. Okay, so You can buy upgrade player packs. 6 times my player's acceleration to level 10. I don't know what level 10 does, but I believe I have this pack already. This Rookie Rise pack. I should have this. I don't want to go into Steam right now. I should have this already. Because it says it's there in the Grand Slam edition. So maybe I have to figure out where to find it. Now let's see how much the VC costs. You're going to have level 10 powers with level 1 knowledge, right? All right, so 500 VC costs $5. It's good to know. It's a one-time offer. I almost have enough VC for this. So, wait, let's see. So, Rookie Rise pack containing 1 My Player boost to level 10 and 1700 VC. Oh, so this pack is like is a purchase. This one is $13. I believe I believe I should have it. It says that I have it in the Grand Slam edition. So that's interesting. Let me close these. I had the Steam overlay open. I don't think it shows up on screen. Hopefully it doesn't. JK, you played tennis. You got knowledge. That's the one thing about like there's a lot of fundamentals that I never picked up on. Like I get a little salty sometimes about thinking back to my like youth sports experience, including like I played tennis for my high school team, but I had never played tennis before that. And so, you know, we had a coach that was good. He was like a college champion and stuff like back in the day. He was old at that point, but you know, he was a good coach. And but the thing is like he never corrected my forehand. Like he taught us how to hit a backhand, but for some reason I don't know how he didn't identify the fact that I didn't grip my forehand correctly. I think I had like a pretty like fluid swing, so you couldn't maybe tell that I was so incorrect with it. But my forehand was actually so bad that I basically like couldn't play singles even if I wanted to. I was good at doubles because I was good at playing up at the net, and I was like an aggressive player, so I could win sometimes, but my forehand was just horrible. And like, you know, somehow that never got identified by like multiple coaches. And like, it's one of those things where I couldn't have known, you know, maybe you go on YouTube and you learn that stuff, but there were like small certain things like that where that happened in baseball too, where like I threw sidearm and nobody ever like helped me figure out how to fix that. And like I fixed it later when I actually realized like how bad it was. And some of that's like personal responsibility, but also I think some of those fundamentals, if you start earlier or like someone identifies it for you, you can change everything. Too much uppercut on the swing, so you launch balls into the street. I didn't uppercut, but I had like I pronated too early basically, or like I gripped it so that it was like kind of like I turned over my swing a little bit too much. So I kind of hit the ball oddly. So I don't know how to, and it shows a pop-up thing. Oh, it actually shows it. Interesting. Did it show like the thing that showed, did it show the screen that had like how much the thing costed? Only played my senior year, like, and the year after I actually got good. Did you play in college at all? Like intramurals or anything like that? Okay, so upgrade all seasons. So this I already have as well. But this one says it's already in my library, so I don't know if some of these might pop up for me once the game drops in a couple days. But it also says season 1, and I'll show you I already do have that for sure. So maybe like once I start my career, like that, all that stuff will pop up for me. Not exactly sure, but I should have some of that already. So this is a battle pass. Let's look at this. No dollar amounts. Okay. Played with friends or practiced with my old high school coach and team. Nice. That sounds like fun. I brought my racket and stuff to college, but never ended up playing in college. I just played a lot of basketball. Okay, so there's a tier 1, 2, 3, 4. So I don't know what the tiers are. Oh, so everything is in the tier. Okay, so like level 1, you get all this stuff. That's what I was starting off. So level 2, you get all that. Then after a while, like some of these tiers, you know, you get 2 items. But then you get back to like tier 13, where you get 4 items. Actually, 5 items here. So it's very different. And you go all the way up to tier 50, I believe. Yeah. So this is like your level 50 skin, basically. And I think it's, I don't think it's a skin. Is it the character? Like Coco Golf? I don't know if I'm pronouncing any of these names, by the way, correctly. So I apologize. But, like, I don't think... Okay, so this is the same outfit, right? Yeah, exactly the same outfit. So I guess it's her 2024 clay outfit. So I don't know what actually comes in here, because it looks like you get the outfit already. Maybe all three of these combined are part of it. I don't know. It's a battle pass like Fortnite. Played MLB The Show. Yeah, so, like, that's the thing, is I don't think this battle pass is anything special, right? Like, none of this looks that interesting to me. If you're a hardcore tennis fan, like, I'm sure some of these have some kind of meaning, like, oh man, I can't believe, like, we get to use this exact outfit that that person used in, like, let's see, what did they say in this one? Agassi's 90 US outfit. Like, you know, maybe that's an iconic outfit that means a lot to some hardcore tennis people, but, like, objectively for each individual item, they're not, like, that special, right? So I don't know how much that's going to upgrade as, like, seasons go on. Personally, I think it's a good idea the way that they sold their battle pass. Like, I don't regret buying all the battle passes for an extra $20 on top of the deluxe edition. But, you know, I don't know how, like, great these items are to, like, make me want to buy a premium battle pass. You know what I mean? Battle pass without the battle. Then you use parts in the whole thing is another thing. That makes sense. Now, you do get some VC boosts and XP boosts throughout here, but they only last for one match. So I don't think they're that significant. In a lot of other games, you get, like, a seasonal seasonal upgrade for your XP or something. Like, you get an extra 10% XP boost every time you get, like, one of these in the battle pass, and they stack for the rest of the season. But this is only for one match at a time, so I don't know how useful that is. You get some VC throughout, so let me see if this is enough to get a new battle pass. You get 180 plus 180 is 360, 540, 720. I don't know if these are the right numbers. 900, 1080, 1080 plus 180, another 180, so 2, 3, 4. So I think that was 1800 VC, maybe about 2000, which I feel like is a pretty reasonable amount. So 2000, so these are like tier skips. And I don't know how much a battle pass costs. So that's the thing. So I don't know. But I've already got the battle passes, so I can really just take this VC and spend it wherever I want to. But then there's another, let's see, let me show you the tutorial real quick. So you get SP as the season points, which is your battle pass points, basically, your XP. But I think XP specifically is used for upgrading your player. So they call this SP. Use the funky hairstyle. Okay, remind me when you get there. So there's different stuff going on here. So yeah. The really cool thing about this, another plus in how they've set up their monetization is that your battle passes don't expire. So I think actually I can show you. If I go here, yeah. So you can see all these. It says coming soon. 1 through 6. Shows mine labeled as premium already. Came like that. And so season 2, 3, stuff like that. But once the new one comes out, you do not lose your progress from your previous one, and you can select a different one to work on at a given time. So if I didn't get through level 50 of this battle pass, I still have the battle pass. And let's say I play a lot during season 2, so I finish the season 2 battle pass, I can come back and select season 1. I don't think you can double up. Like, you won't be able to do you won't be able to do one mission for 2 seasons at the same time, but you can highlight one that you're working on and do the missions for that. And so you can go back and finish season 1. Holy W feature, good ideas, right? So this is something that, like, should be, in my opinion, if you pay for something, I don't think it should be timed in a way that it disappears. Um, so this is a really good feature, I think. And what I would like to see as like pretty much standard for all battle passes across games. What's up, Chill Tay? What's going on? I am not hungry because I just ate. But you know what? I will have a snack in a little bit. So good job by 2K in about 3 or 4 different monetization categories. I don't know if they're like ahead of the game. I feel like other games have done these ideas in the sense of like not letting your battle pass expire, stuff like that. Stuff I've seen people talk about on Twitter, but so far everything's been good, right? Like I saw 2K and that was one of the reasons why I didn't get the game. Does it have all of the Grand Slams? Good question, CGM. I believe it does, but I don't know how to check that right now. Because here's the thing. So you have your My Player, and I don't want to get into there yet and look at how the schedule works, because I don't want to go in and like create my player right now. But let's see what World Tour looks like. Take a hiatus from MLB. I'll have this video. If anybody missed the beginning of it, I went through like the monetization, the 3 purchase options and the battle pass and all the monetization that goes on in this game. In my opinion, so far so good. Microtransactions only affect cosmetics, so that's a big plus for me. I probably would not have bought the game if that wasn't the case, and I think they're aware of that for how their kind of return to the scene is right now. So let me see if this can answer your question, CGM. What does this do for me? Am I creating a player? Yes, I want to leave that creating player for now. Are the line calls good, or does it have bad calls for you to challenge? I haven't gotten into any gameplay, so we're going to get into that in just a second. But we will figure that out too. From what I can tell, it doesn't have challenges, but I could be wrong. So let me just figure out where I want to go into here. Ranked matches with pro players, friendly matches with a pro or your My Player, online tournaments with your My Player, and then My Career is live the professional career mode. Okay, so this is like offline. So My Career is offline career mode, and then World Tour is online career mode. Online exhibition, you can use your My Player, or you can use an existing professional player that's in the game and just go against anybody in a quick match, basically. But I believe there's also a ranked ladder for this, I believe. And then play in ranked match. No, never mind. These are friendlies. These are the ranked matches with the pro players. Exhibition, you can play against anybody. TopSpin Academy to show how the controls work. And then this is your home. So real quick, this is the battle pass again. Goes to 50 levels. And you get the premium versions for all 6 battle passes that will come out in the future. Excuse me. As part of the highest tier. So let's do TopSpin Academy for now. What up, Vlad? What's are you doing, man? Can you yell at the chair like Johnny Mac? Maybe. What does that word mean, Diablo? First step is getting people addicted to the game, and we see that with MLB. We're getting into the late stages of MLB The Show, where people have gone all in, and now they are prioritizing the paid players. I'm good, man. I'm good. How are you? Are you playing TopSpin, Flatwoods? Look at Madden and not think they need to copy their model. They're looking to see if so many people that are addicted to the game that can get away with that model. That's such a I don't know how to explain this, but there's a lot of stuff like that where people will see someone else, right? And you can easily say, okay, TopSpin will look at Madden and say, oh, they have all these microtransactions. We can do that too. And not realizing they have slowly gotten to that point. Maybe not even slowly for EA, but first they built the product for a long time without microtransactions, like before the PS4 era, basically. And then once the online era came, they were able to monetize in a different way. And I think 2K realizes that. Obviously, they've had other games. It's not their first franchise. There's not their first IP, and not first time making this game. So they're aware of all that stuff. But it would have been easy for them to say, let's just make a cash cow. Everyone who comes in here needs to spend money. But they at least understood they need to get people in to play the game first. Always love tennis games, though. Nice. It's a sport. Fastest in the world. I feel like I might have seen it. But yeah. Young people pickleball. Okay, sorry. Let's get into the lessons. Hitting ground strokes and repositioning.
Hey, it's John McEnroe.
I am playing on a controller. You can play on keyboard. Not mouse and keyboard, just keyboard. So use the arrow keys to move, and then like WASD is for different strokes.
First off, we're talking about how to move around the court. In this demo, you'll learn how to reposition on the court and how to hit the ball back to your opponent. If you think you've got all that, we can move on.
Okay.
Or if you want to go back some steps, we can run through the
reposition, stay out of no man's land, better quality shots. Release those to hit the ball. Okay.
Start off by hitting a few balls.
Okay. So when you release the button, I believe holding the button charges it up, and then releasing the button is when you actually swing.
After each shot, return to the center of the court behind the baseline to get ready for your next shot.
Okay, I think R1 lets you quick reposition as well. Maybe not. I can't tell if that worked or not.
Yeah, you're really getting this.
Not for young people. Sorry, I wasn't looking at the screen. I did reposition. Cool.
Moving back to the center.
You have VC for that?
No man's land are pretty vital.
Interesting.
So keep that up. If you want more lessons,
Create a My Player and reach level 2 to unlock coaches. Only a My Player can have a coach. Oh, so this is SP. No, that is VC. And that's SP. Can you play a double-handed backhand? I believe you can. You have to get to your swing spot early to wind up more. Gotcha. So it's not just pressing and holding, but you have to get to the spot early. That makes sense.
Hey, great to see you again.
We're going to go through the basics. We might go through the advanced depending how long it takes. We won't go through the super advanced. But we'll go through the basic and maybe intermediate. But we'll definitely play a match before the end of the stream. And we're going to go for about 2 hours on TopSpin, so about another hour and 15. We'll go from there. Hit a ground stroke with a good or perfect timing. Okay.
Perfect timing. No pressure.
Too late. Interesting. I definitely don't have a feel for the timing right now. A lot of which is coming from the start. So when you start holding the button, like right now I'm holding the button, and it doesn't actually start going. Like Matt was saying. It doesn't start going when you start holding it. I don't know if that makes sense. It's purely based off of like the timing of when I'm getting to the spot. It just starts going by itself. So basically, I think you're just kind of preloading your stroke. So like I'm pressing and holding as I'm getting to the ball, and then that allows me to just let go at the right time. That's interesting. Flats woods. Aiming ground strokes right and left. Long and short. Timing, player attributes, height and speed of the incoming ball. Fatigue level is part of it too. Okay.
Like we saw in the demo. This should help you understand when the transition from movement to aiming happens. Okay, start with aiming near the sidelines.
Okay.
too early. Don't stop the aim input until you've hit the ball.
Okay, that makes sense.
All right, good. Now
I just remembered a tennis game that we had for like PS1.
You're hitting a lot of shots in no man's land. Remember to move back and reset.
Too long, okay. We had a tennis game on like PS1 that I'm remembering. When like we went on vacation and we just played this tennis game for like like every day when we got home from whatever activity we were doing. It was a lot of fun.
Great progress. Don't worry. This is why we train.
This is why we train. I'm ready to get into the lab, honestly, and like work on this stuff. I was talking earlier about like youth sports and like feeling bad about never quite getting down the fundamentals in a lot of games. But I actually really enjoyed practicing. Like I liked showing up to the court and practicing to the field, whatever sport I was playing. Like I could go out there and just play catch for like 4 hours. And that's why I feel like it wasn't necessarily a work ethic thing when I was like lacking fundamentals. I feel like I probably could have done a better job of like asking questions or whatever. Is that a better way to do it? Move up and get it?
But we're going to do one more round without the aim arrow and see how you manage.
Interesting. Yeah, I feel like I could have done a bit better of like trying to learn that stuff, but at the same time, the drive was there.
Keep trying.
So this is where I'm struggling right now, is trying to hit the short shots. I don't know if it's just a matter of slicing everything. I guess that makes sense. There's no point in like hitting a flat shot short.
Great work.
Let's see if I can top spin this one. Cool. Yeah, so you can top spin and you can kind of slice it for that short shot, but it looks like you can't really hit a long shot, or sorry, a flat shot to the short area. I hated practice until I was riding the bench, then I loved practice. Why is that? Playing catch for 4 hours is a lot of throws, though. It is, but I loved it. No advice here.
In this demo, you learn how to serve with precision and power and get the best out of the most crucial shot in tennis. There's multiple different ways to serve.
My theory is that serving is going to be, I don't know, like overrated or whatever, but I feel like defending against serves is going to be more important. That's my hunch in this game. Either like really good serves will be OP, or they'll get neutralized by certain attributes. That's my hunch. We're going to find out. A, B, or X to hit a serve. Tap for a normal serve or hold for a power serve. No aim input will bounce close to the center of the serve. Pushing the stick in a direction moves your aiming spot in that direction. Serves are more likely to land close to your aiming spot if the serve attribute is high. Your timing is perfect and you are not tired. Serves have a wider spread around your aiming spot if your serve attribute is low. Fair enough.
Let's start with some normal serves.
All right, first we're going to just tap.
You showed good feel with that normal serve. Keep it up.
So you aim kind of like on the fly. I don't know if you can see that, like it's moving around, but you can press and hold, and you have to hold it in a direction. You know how like in the PCI, when you move the PCI around, you have to hold it in that spot for it to stay there. That's how the serving is right here. So I have to hold it in that spot. It's not just moving it like a cursor where it stays.
Go ahead and continue with power serves, but I'm also going to need you to nail good or perfect timing. You're making great progress.
There's different types of serves with the right stick too. They just haven't explained them yet, so we're going to save that for later.
Now hit a normal or power serve into the highlighted area.
Now, I do feel like this...
Quality timing is important to ensure your serve goes in.
It's kind of interesting. I feel like there is a decent amount of skill ceiling to serving like this. That's what I was wondering about the... I was saying about my hunch about serving is that the skill ceiling might be too low. That was kind of what I was getting at. But I feel like there's just enough control and risk reward that there might be a decent amount of skill ceiling to that. Yo, what up, ASG? Does this game serve you well? Do you love it? Are you set on getting it? I might be out of tennis puns. Oh, I'm sure we'll have more shortly. I am sure of it. Can you move where you serve from? Yes. Before you press the button, I see me moving right and left here. So that's just before I start pressing the button, I can move the baseline, move around the baseline. Probably at high levels. Win a point from a serve or a ground stroke with good or perfect timing. Okay. There's good timing, and now I got to win the point. Easy peasy. Ooh, sliced serve. Too soon. I got a no man's land there.
Try to release the shot input when the timing meter reaches the end.
Ooh, that was out. I'll take it. Not a good release that time.
Good job.
What's going on, ASG? You thinking about picking up this game? This is they're just doing training right now. We went through the monetization and battle pass and stuff. Now we're getting into the training, the intros and stuff like that. So that's just where we're at so far. Alright, so is that all the basics? Save me a slice. What up, Greg? How you doing, man? He's got dude, I got food. Save me a slice. Yes, sir. If I can't think of any more, it will be my fault. So don't let me fail. I was going to drop a let pun after that. I haven't done a tennis game since Mario Tennis. Ooh. Technofiber rackets are great. Never seen them. So playstyle lessons. Let's do advanced. Ground strokes, return a serve. Yeah. Let's do advanced. We won't do playstyle, but we will get into matches right after doing the advanced.
An advanced lesson on how to hit ground strokes with different levels of power and different types of spin.
Then I'll be able to answer some questions. I know CGM had a couple of questions about like gameplay, so we'll be able to figure some stuff out as we get into those. So control shots are just tapping the button. Power shots are holding until the power shot meter turns red. Okay. More powerful have more spin, but have a higher chance to go out or in the net if not timed properly. So risk reward. Most powerful shots come with less angle and high risk. Topspin, move your opponent far from the center of the court. Slice shots can neutralize your opponent's shots and give you time to reposition. Lob shots can go over your opponent at the net. Drop shots bounce close to the net.
Start off by hitting some control shots. Be sure to quickly tap the shot input to hit a control shot. If you hold it for too long, you will get a more powerful shot.
Is that a control? Okay, it is. But was it too soon?
Good.
So I'm not sure.
Now switch to power shots.
I'm trying to figure out like where control switches to. Okay. So I think it's not a power until it turns red. So that was a control, even though I got it into the green area. Okay, so that one I left it a little bit longer. Try to cook it. Okay. So this is actually
Now
interesting.
aim specific shots and nail some quality timing. Next up, let's hit some deep, flat power shots.
I'm still in between on like what's the
avoid
feel for
no-man's land.
power
Keep moving and stay in position.
and the feel of what control is. So the power, you have to start like
That's
much
too
earlier.
many shots from no man's land. Remember to move back and
So the
reset.
circle shows up. Okay, that one wasn't far enough. But the circle starts showing up like basically as soon as you're in position.
Get it with the next ball.
But it's only a power shot once it turns red. So there's like 2 or 3 different timing mechanisms that you have to work with for every shot. So you have to set up. You have to start your swing.
Keep trying.
And the timing of starting your swing is what's going to determine power or control. And then you have your release. So the
This is why we
like
train.
precision, I would say, in this game so far is like 90% based off of your timing
Now let's move on
rather
to
than
short
like
angle
your
top
analog
spin power
accuracy.
shots.
And I have a feeling that'll come into play as well. Alright, so we gotta do topspin.
Keep at
I have a feeling it's gonna come into play as well.
Get it with the next
I
ball.
forget what I was gonna say. There we go. Oh, I was gonna say I have a feeling that timing is gonna be much more significant in whether or not you hit
Next
the
on
ball
the
in
list
or
are
out
slice control
more
shots.
than
These will help give you time to move
like the
back to
actual
the
location
baseline.
of your
To hit a control shot,
What you
be
call
sure
it.
to release the shot input quickly and do not hold it.
I don't remember words anymore.
Don't hold the shot
Why did
input
everything
for
disappear?
that long. Try again, but release the shot input quickly for a control shot.
Did my internet go down? Nope, we're good. Sorry, everything disappeared for a second. Game looks pretty good so far. The gameplay, I think, is solid. From what I can tell of, like, controlling the
To
game.
hit a control shot, be sure to release the shot input quickly and do not hold it.
We're going to see how it is, like, when you play online, if there's, like, desync that's problematic or anything like that.
Be
So
sure
far,
to
so good.
quickly tap the shot input to hit a control shot. If you hold it for too
Ah,
long,
there we go.
you will get a more powerful shot.
What's up, Angel? How you doing, man? Trying tennis, yeah. Here we are. What's the main difference between only control and a mix of both control and power? That's what I'm not sure about yet. I don't know if there's a... I don't know if it's granular, like you get a 50% power, or if it's just one or the other.
Release the shot input when the timing meter hits the green zone.
If you do all these shots, Pringles takes the ball holders and potato chip for their potato chip containers.
Great. Okay, now.
Why are you
let's
playing
hit
this
some
when there's MLB The
lobs.
Show? Because MLB The Show sucks. That is my answer. I'm not sure if you were looking for a different answer or expecting a different answer. I've literally been playing a mobile MLB game. That's where I'm at right now. But yeah, so far, like, I'm pleasantly surprised about the depth of... Oh, I'm supposed to be doing lob shots. The depth of just the timing alone. And obviously, there's a lot more strategy that will go into
Release the shot input when the timing meter hits the
to actually,
green
like,
zone.
playing against people. But I'm pleasantly surprised by how much you can control just from timing. And as you can see, like, my timing is not there for these control shots yet either.
Be sure to release the shot input when the timing meter is in the green.
So let me try that again, because I know it's not like that's a power, obviously. So I started it too
Hold the
early.
shot input for that long.
But let me see if I can do a press and hold and release before it turns red, if that'll still count. Because I thought it was before, but then the last round it looked like it wasn't. See, that one didn't count.
Be sure to release the shot input quickly and do not hold it.
We'll see. It says don't hold it.
Be sure to quickly tap the shot input to hit a control shot. If you hold it for too long, you will get
But that timing window for like the tap, I don't know if this is just a DualSense controller issue, but I feel like I'm getting that timing pretty well, but it's not even close. So let me actually try something. Let me see if it, on the keyboard, if it feels any better. Yeah. Okay, I think this is a controller delay issue. Nah, maybe not. Maybe I'll like.
Until you've hit the ball.
Okay, so S is the letter that I'm trying to use here. Okay. Nah, it's the same.
Release
It's the
the
same.
shot input when the timing meter hits the green zone.
I lied. It's the same input timing. That being said, my keyboard is also like not that good, so.
Be sure to release the shot input when the timing meter is in the green.
I'm not even close with these. So what I'll probably do in game is probably turn off the meter, because I think it's better to just watch the ball. Because the meter's too quick, I think. I think it's too quick to like really learn anything from it.
Hit them from your baseline. Good practice for disguising your intentions.
We'll see. At least eventually.
Make sure to hit the ball.
I don't know why my might be a. Sorry, I'm missing a lot of comments because my screen keeps freezing for some reason. So I apologize. TopSpin's pretty good. You make this game really good. Freddie Galvis, wrong. Send you TLR for baseball, Sega. How timing meters are precise and challenging from what I'm witnessing here. Does anything help the meter slow down? That's a great question. I would guess that there are attributes that affect that, but I'm not 100% sure. It makes more sense that the input should stay the same. I actually hope that it does stay the same between different attributes. So it's a good question, but I don't know yet. Bye-bye, bot. But it's a good question. That time I need to pull the... So this is where, like, okay. You got your timing, your setup. I feel like control shots are much more difficult than they should be. Oh, holding RT. Okay. So the power meter is filled. All right. For now, because you can press and hold a little bit more for your power shots, I almost feel like they're easier to hit than the control shots right now. I could be completely wrong about how I'm setting myself up for this, though.
This demo will see us learning
Sega
about
who
the different
mentioned.
types of serves. There's two ways open to you. Are you ready to
Okay, so A, B, and X, that's what we did before.
you want to watch the demo again?
Hold down RS and then start an advanced serve. A, or down and up, flat serves. Okay, and then you're still controlling from right and left. Does this do you get any advantages for this? That's the question.
Let's warm up with something you're familiar with, the normal and power serve.
Okay. Let's warm up, I guess.
Now we're moving on
Okay.
to the advanced serves.
Oh, right stick, that input's a lot quicker. That feels way more fluid.
You're doing good. Go ahead and start hitting some specific serve types while you're aiming them. Start off with flat serves.
That feels way better than
Now
the
hit
button
a few
presses.
TopSpin serves. Don't forget that quality timing is critical when aiming serves down the tee or out wide.
Those are perfect, but it still didn't hit. Might just be the angle there.
Once you get that timing and aiming down, your serve should go in.
Forget it. I can't remember what the good angles for serves are. Is this better to start wide?
Remember, quality timing is important to ensure your serve
I had perfect
goes in.
timing a few times and it didn't work. I'm gonna try to get this towards the back then.
Good serve.
Sure, why not? Okay.
Finally, let's hit some slice serves. Keep trying.
Interesting. We're gonna try to do just a little soft one.
Once you get that timing and aiming down, your serve should go in. You keep that up and you'll be teaching me.
Maybe I was moving my stick at the end. I can't really tell. I don't think so.
Excellent work. There's also
All
more
right.
advanced lessons we can run through if you'd like.
Why not? This is a perfect line out at 137. So that's another thing where I feel like good serving is going to get nerfed. Not nerfed, but like you're going to get your ceiling capped because you're just going to hit some into the net with RNG. I don't know if that was a matter of my guy just doesn't have enough serve rating or what. We'll test that with the different playstyles. But I feel like there's so much that can neutralize good serving that I have a feeling that using your skill points in a different category is going to be better off.
We can run through that again if you want.
Standard volleys with balance, speed, precision. Power volleys are powerful but risky. Control volleys. Okay, so these are not timed. I believe they're all... I believe these are all button presses and not timing. Let's find out.
Start off by hitting with any of the volley types. Great. Nice aim.
So they are timed, but they're not power based.
Okay, good.
So your timing
Just
will
hit some
affect your
standard volleys.
like location of it basically.
Really great shot. Get it with the next ball.
I don't know if this is just controller input, but I feel like it's not
Power volleys deep into the
as
opponent's
responsive
court.
as I want it to be.
Keep at it.
Like I know on that one I pressed the button like way earlier.
Don't worry. This is why we train.
Okay, there we go.
Keep trying.
Yeah, I have a feeling no meter is probably going to be the move in this game. Just learn to play based off of the timing of the ball. That's what I'm trying to do now. I have the timer kind of in the peripheral almost for me. I'm just trying to like look at the ball as it comes in. This is tough because it's hard to tell when you're not moving anymore. That counts.
Good job. Now hit control
The difference
volleys
between not
either
moving
side
anymore
once.
or when you've set up your shot. So that one, like, I flicked it a little too late.
Keep trying. Great work.
Nice. Yeah, this is going to take me about 3 days to get the timing down, but next week it'll be a completely different experience.
Great. Time for drop volleys near the net. Don't worry. This is why we train.
That's when you got to even pull in. So these are all like directional and timing based. Not only do you have to time and to aim your drop shot correctly, but you're also going to have to choose the correct drop shot. Like if you go at this with, like, let's say the wrong button press, you're not going to get the result you want.
Okay, now
So that's going to be interesting, like in game.
And then quickly move in to hit a follow-up volley.
Okay. I don't know if I'm supposed to be using a specific one.
Be sure to use a shot input to swing when the ball gets near you.
Because it keeps saying or like 1 for 1, but then it resets. Okay, good enough.
There's another lesson waiting
When
for you if
do
you
you
want
learn
to
the between the
push
leg
on.
shot? This commentator is so passive aggressive. He's your coach. He's actually a former pro, I believe.
Hey, welcome back. Today we're talking about returning your opponent's serve. The next demo is going to explain where you should
RNG.
stand to return a serve and where you should be aiming. In this lesson, we're talking positioning, where to stand to so that's service returns.
Behind the
You can head
baseline
out
for the
to
first serve,
practice,
take away from the
or we
opponent.
can run it
Slower
again for
serves. Return the ball deep near the opponent's
Okay,
baseline.
go ahead
Okay.
and start further back. Allow yourself some extra time to nail your return.
So 2 or 3 steps back from the baseline. It looks like it's going to be.
Good job. Don't worry. This is why we train.
Wahoo!
Now move forward to take
I feel like the
some of your
meter
opponent's
affects
time away.
your
Yeah, you're really
kind of
getting
where you're
this.
looking. I was going to say your eye line, maybe. I feel like I'm looking in spots where I'm not supposed to be looking, ideally, when I'm playing tennis.
Keep at it.
I'm going to try a couple control shots here, because the power, I feel like, makes a lot of sense.
Love
See,
the
these
way
are
the
fine.
forehands look.
That timing made sense. For some reason, when we were in training,
Deep returns now.
the timing was a
Follow
little
your
bit
returns
off.
Far into your opponent's side.
Maybe it was just for, like,
Keep those forehands up.
maybe it's just for, like, playing at the net. You have to be a little bit more reactionary. Maybe net play is a little broken.
Trying.
Because the timing on, like, ground strokes feel fine. Even on the control.
Get it with the next ball. Keep at it.
Trying to press up when I hitting the shot. Let me try. I should probably try a topspin here. Yeah, get a little bit farther. Good. I wasn't pressing up on the stick.
Great.
So basically,
Nice aim.
once I'm releasing and they're kind of locked into the animation, I think that's where I really want to be aiming.
I'm happy with all of that.
Sounds like John McEnroe. I believe it is.
Thanks for coming back for another round. Okay.
All right,
so now
inside
we're
out.
talking about how to hit a shot inside out. Reckon you've
Hold
got the
LT
measure
while
of
moving
inside
to allow you
out?
to move to the
You
other
can watch
side
the
of an
demo
incoming
through
ball before
again,
releasing
or
a
go
shot
right on
input.
into trying it out.
You have a much better forehand or backhand attribute than the other.
Start by moving around these shots and hit a well-timed inside-out forehand.
Does it automatically
Don't
aim
worry,
for you? It
this
does
is
not.
why we
Okay.
train.
Inside out just sets you up to be on that side. Rather than to... Okay, so that'll just lock you into your
Be sure to move
backhand.
to the
If
other
you
side
don't
of
press
the
this
ball
button, if you don't
and
hit the trigger.
inside out.
Inside out's going to let you move to that side. But it doesn't aim for you.
Really great shot. trying.
So it'll set you up on the other side of that ball for the forehand. And then you're swinging like regular after that.
Switch to the other side and hit some quality inside-out backhands.
Forgot to aim that time.
Those backhands are great.
Look, the inputs are pretty dynamic, I would say. Dynamic in the way that, like, because you're setting up like 3 different timings and choosing a different type of stroke. I reset twice on that.
The ideal position to hit the
Interesting.
ball is when it's around waist height.
Yeah, so there's like, even though it looks like a very simple input, I should say,
Don't forget to run
there's a
around the
few
ball
layers
and
of
hit
timing
inside out.
and shot selection
Good job.
that actually
Inside
makes
out
it
shots
feel
are
like kind of
powerful weapon, but it's
a deep
important to understand when it's
gameplay
best
loop.
to use them.
I want to say Garrett Cole's robbed of Cy Young in 2019. Fair enough.
Hey,
Who won in 2019?
back again for more.
That would have been,
We're
was that
talking
COVID season?
attributes and how they affect players.
Who won
Also
that
in
year?
this lesson, we'll cover rally energy and how that
Was
relates
COVID
to
season
shot
2020?
categories and movement. Okay, so attributes, how they affect players, and how the rally energy meter works.
I believe it was.
A player's attributes
19.
are what make and shape their play style.
All right,
as
we're looking at
well as
attributes now.
defining their strengths and weaknesses. There are
Why is
8
it like
attributes in
720p?
play here. Forehand,
Are you guys seeing this?
backhand,
Probably not.
serve, volley,
But the screen is on like
power,
720p right
speed,
now.
stamina, and reflexes. Each
I guess it's just
attribute
playing
is
a video.
represented by a value between 30
Verlander?
and 100,
Were they
and
were they
represents the
teammates in
level of
2019?
ability
Were
in
Verlander
that
and
specific
Garrett Cole ever
aspect of the
teammates
game.
on the Astros?
The impact of each
What is
attribute
COVID?
is explained in more detail in the player evolution menu.
My
which
coworkers
you'll
would
be
say
able
it's
to
not real.
access from this lesson too. In
Okay, so
addition to
AP
attributes,
is
players
what
can
you get
also have
to upgrade with, and it's
skills,
not
situational
purchasable.
bonuses that activate on specific conditions during
Oh,
a
there's
rally
skills.
or a
There's skills
match.
too. Okay.
Skills can be acquired through coaches too, which
Ah,
when a player's
this will be
attributes
interesting. This could be
increase
go.
and they level up.
This could go really interesting or really poorly.
Okay, now let's talk about the fatigue that builds from moving around the court and hitting the ball.
I don't think
The
there's a
rally
sprint
energy
button,
meter under the player shows how much juice is still available to them for the current point.
but there is
When it's
managing
full,
fatigue.
Player movement and shot quality are unaffected by fatigue. Once it started to deplete, though, it starts impacting both movement and shots. The player gets slower. Shots start having lower accuracy.
So in
less
NBA
power,
2K,
and a
you have
higher
your like
chance of
sprint
error.
bar, your stamina
The
bar,
rally energy meter drops
and
more depending on the distance the player is traveling
obviously
to
you
get
can
to the ball
actually
and on
sprint in
how
that
many
game,
power
but
shots they've hit.
as the
Players
game goes
recover
on,
some
like
energy
you can
between
deplete your
points,
whole
but they
bar,
may not fully recover if they've just had a
and
particularly
sprint,
long and physical rally.
but
So
then you
they
get your
may
bar
start
back.
the
But as the
falling
game goes
point
on,
with
you
a
don't get your full
partially
sprint bar
depleted
back.
rally energy meter. When that
Whereas in this game,
happens,
it's going to be
best to
probably
shorten
similar,
the
but without
rally
actually
or
having an
maybe limit
input
your
for sprinting.
movement and use of power shots.
Maybe
That
2019,
way,
Cole
you
at 25
recover
starts
more
undefeated with
energy
19-0,
for the points coming up
159,
later.
and had 258 Ks and
Something to
only
keep in
allowed
mind.
39
Players
walks.
with
Was he
a higher
actually,
stamina attribute
since
get
May of
more rally
2019, he went
energy.
19-0, dang.
Case in
For just
point,
720p, so I
this
don't know.
player
Yeah,
with
fair.
high stamina
That's what I was
is
saying. You
using
guys probably
control
can't see it.
shots to wear their opponent down during a rally. His high stamina
Looks really
leading
odd.
him to hit the winner and finish
Rally
with the
energy is
point.
dependent on the stamina
Here's the key
attribute. Okay.
points to remember from our lesson. Watch that through again.
Higher
if
an
you
attribute
need.
value, the better.
Otherwise,
Coaches and
we
fittings
can
will
move
grant
on with
skills.
the rest
Rally
of the
energy is
lesson.
dependent on the stamina attribute.
First, hit some control shots and see how they barely use any rally energy. You showed good feel with that control shot. Keep it up. Don't hold the shot input for that long. Try again, but release the shot input quickly for a control shot.
That time I didn't set up properly.
Way to show some finesse with that control shot. Okay, good. Let's move on to hitting some power shots.
Okay.
These use more rally energy, so remember that when you start feeling tired.
Cool.
Keep at it.
Does that count as power or no? Because I didn't get the whole thing. There we go.
The next ball.
Did that not count? Oh, I didn't get the whole power. I have to set those up much earlier. Okay. Even though it was too soon, I actually got the power release, so that's what matters. Been doing that a bit incorrectly.
Yeah, you're really getting this.
Didn't land that time. I feel like inside out is going to be a big deal too.
Great work out there.
Because unless you're balanced between forehand and backhand, it's going to come into play pretty often.
It's all led back up to this.
And you can, I feel like what's going to happen a lot is I'm going to get in between my forehand, backhand, try to do inside out, but then the ball's already past me. I have a feeling that's going to happen a lot. Easy peasy. Oh.
Great work.
Oh, we got to it.
Don't forget that quality timing is critical.
I have no idea how.
Oh,
I shouldn't have done that. But it doesn't really matter. Nice. Let's get aggressive.
Try to release the shot input when the timing reaches the end. Now we're going to start
I'm going to point with good or perfect timing.
Remember to position well and try to return deep.
I just let it double bounce. That's crazy. Some good grunt sounds here. Didn't have a good timing.
Keep moving.
There we go.
You want to move back to the center of the court behind the baseline so you can
I feel like I should have
return.
Got up to the net at that point. That'll be a decision I'm going to have to learn how to make too. Is when do I want to be moving up aggressively? And I think there's a button press for that too. Yo, Kyle coming in with the 38 months. Let's go. Ooh, you're selling. Could you imagine that in game chat? That's crazy. How you doing, Kyle? Appreciate the sub, man. What's going on? Looks exciting, but of course it's 2K. That was my initial reaction when I saw the game too, Kyle. But I asked Scuffy, he posted about it today. And I asked him, what's the deal with microtransactions? And he said, microtransactions are only tied to cosmetics. So that's pretty cool. So I did the first like half of the stream, I went into like the battle pass and all the monetization, and they have like all the monetization decisions so far have been really good from them. So that's kind of surprising. Okay, so follow shot to the net is right button. Okay. The base game's only $60 because it's technically a last gen game too.
Move back to the baseline to get a better position for the next shot. Your forehands are looking good.
Nice. We're gonna get into matches pretty soon. I think this is the last lesson for advanced before we can actually get into matches.
To your timing and aiming so you don't hit it in the net. Excellent
Nice.
work out there. Congratulations. Remember, if you
Cool.
ever
So there's
need a
another
refresher,
set
you can
of
always come
lessons
back
that
and
are
run through
playstyle,
all
and I'm going to do that
lessons
later
again.
off stream pretty much, probably. Love the ASMR of tennis. 1 week out from end of sophomore year. Wow. Halfway through. Dan's graduating next year. Crazy times. Basically in the retirement home. I wish there was a sound effects option where you can't hear the ball hitting the racket, but you can hear all the grunts. That should be a way to play. Okay, so we could do my player, but I'm going to start that off stream. What we're going to do for today is play exhibition matches. And we're going to play singles. This is AI. I want to play against real people, though. Against your friends or AI. So this is local only. But you can play online. So let's just play 2K Tour. Let's get into it. So this is the online exhibition mode. There is a My Career mode, which you can play online as well. So we can look at that later, but for now, we're just going to talk about this. Marvel's Avengers got killed and can't be purchased digitally. Yeah, I got it for like $3 before it got nuked. How poorly did it perform? Pretty poorly. It was, I don't know if it was poorly on launch, but it wasn't well received. And yeah, they wanted it to be like a live service long term, but yeah, it fell off so hard. Yep. I actually re-downloaded it recently and played it for a bit, but then I stopped playing it again. Because I didn't want to grind it again. I wanted to play on PC. But okay. So play other players in quick matches, win matches, and complete daily 2K Tour objectives to earn 2K Tour points and climb the seasonal leaderboard. Match format is best of 3 sets, 3 games per set with a super tiebreaker in the deciding set. And leaderboard resets when a new season starts. Okay. And you got challenges in there. So 2K points. These are not... So ranking is based on 2K points. That's interesting. Because these are not all based on winning. You win and you get 3, but you lose and you get 1. However, daily challenges get you points. So if you win points, you get 5 2K points. Power topspin shots with perfect time. So this ranking is not based off of wins and losses. Can I see what they are? This guy is 123 and 14. How did you play that many matches already? So obviously they have a great winning percentage, but some of this is boosted by missions, which means which I think is going to mean that just daily logging in and doing these challenges will get you higher on the leaderboard, which is too valuable, I think, compared to wins and losses. A lot of reasons why that died off so hard, yeah. They don't have licenses for the faces. Well, yeah, the faces of the actors, they didn't. Which makes sense. So we got Federer. He's a level 30. Everybody here, I think, is level 30 now. Wozniacki's the only... Okay, so there's like a level 26 in there. 27. I feel like all their proportions are very off. Okay, so I actually want to check this out. So serve and volley is low for Agassi, but his reflexes are high, speed and stamina are decent, and then forehand, backhand are really good. And then his skills: perform more efficient return shots during service returns, play more precise shots when you wrong foot your opponent. So that's just a matter of like timing of getting your guy to the wrong spot. Power your opponent's shots to perform a counter by returning it with a good, perfectly timed flat control shot. Interesting. That's a really interesting skill. So this is kind of like the build I was looking for. So I might start off with Agassi and go from there. Cycle outfit. Sure. Okay, how do I play? Search opponent. If you're looking at this as trying to be top in the world, that's not so good. I have a feeling. Okay, it's Agassi versus Agassi. All right. I have a feeling that my career is going to have a completely different rank system, but I was not expecting that out of this. That's very odd. Your opponent has a bad connection. I don't know if you can see that on the top right. Good shot. Oof. Get there. Oh. Alright, a bit better of a rally there. Wouldn't want to be ranking up and playing harder opponents when I'm gaining rank challenges. That's also true. It's a limited amount, so it's mostly just... It's rank challenges, but they're kind of like natural progression, I think. The difficulty is this? It's just standard online, so I don't know what exactly it is. Good shot. Listed as a bad connection, right? Not really getting any good results on any of these. Set him up for that one. Oof, terrible. Got in between on myself on that one. There we go. Oof. What did I say? 3 sets of 3? I wonder if there's an option to play with people as similar ping as you. Yeah, I don't know how that's going to play out. Like, obviously they're aware that this person doesn't have good internet. So I don't know if that's going to, like, affect them as the season goes on, or, like, how that's going to go. Right to the middle of the court. That one I just didn't hold my aim for long enough, and I let it go before I let go. That one didn't let me get back to the middle. Like, he floated for no reason. So I don't know if I have to... you know what? There's a button for that. Let me take a look in a second. There's a button for quick reset. Fast repositioning is left button. Okay. I feel like he's moving really slow. I don't know if this is a desync issue or what. So it looks like there's a little lag like at the end, right before it hits, which I think is the correct way to have it set up. I'll let go of my aim there. Oof. So I feel like that's the best way to have your connection set up. Is that if there's going to be lag, it should happen right before the ball hits the ground because that doesn't affect your input or their output. Yeah, I gotcha. Right now I'm not timing my input. Like if I do that, a lot of the time when the ball's going to the middle, it's because I'm trying to go down the line, but I'm letting go of my input too early. My aim, I should say. But I'm trying to be patient with my cross court. I should have been able to get to that. He pulled up early. I think 90% of the player lists are bad connection. That'll be great. Anything in the game saying you cannot be serious. Like in terms of like, I can't believe that's part of the game. Not so far. I do think the exhibition rank system is kind of dumb. And we're going to see after this game if this is just a matter of desync, because I feel like I should have much better reactions to a lot of this, and I'm not getting them. Like, there's a lot of times where I'm pretty sure I get to the ball, and then he just doesn't get there. So we're going to see if that changes next game. So that's my biggest issue with online in NBA 2K. Okay, I did not mean to power serve that one. I was lucky it was not a double fault, but that was a bad reset. That's cool. Has some problems? Not so far. Yeah, so the only thing is like the rank system for exhibition is kind of dumb. I haven't seen what the rank looks like for my career, which is what I'm mostly going to be playing right now. I'm just trying to figure out my play style. So let me see, what was his, what did his attributes look like? Okay, so speed was average, stamina was average, reflexes was very high, which it didn't feel that way. Forehand, backhand were high. So let me try someone with, our only thing is volley's not that good, speed's not that good. Maybe higher speed. Who's the fastest player? Highest I saw so far was 87. Volley is 100 for Pete Sampras. Power is 90 for Sharapova. Her speed's 51, so she's slower than Serena. Okay, so the fastest I saw was 87, or no, 80, yeah. Who had 87 speed? Leila Fernandez. But everything else that she has is not very good. So who was the other person that was fast? Okay, Coco Gauff has 80 speed. Somebody else had 85. Yeah. Is she a current player? I've never heard of her. Stamina reflex is not very good. Speed's high. Power is decent. Everything else is okay. So let's try her. But so far, looks fine. And we're going against Roger Federer, who's forehand, and the rest is like balanced around 70. Hard Rock Stadium in Miami.
It's a beautiful day, and the crowd is ready to enjoy great action on the court. And without first set, Swiatek to serve, play.
Yeah. Homie was not ready. All right, well, at least we're playing someone who seems pretty clueless, at least. As I lose the point, but I've been doing some odd stuff already. Well, let me hit it to his backhand, because his forehand is the only thing that's really stellar here. Now let me try hitting it to his backhand. Yeah, this game is playing a lot smoother than the last one did. Bad shot to the middle, and then didn't set up properly.
15-40.
But it is nice that they have play style.
Federer leads one game to love. First set.
Yeah, she gets her ankles broken a lot. I just realized that my FPS is also like near 100.
30 love. Fault.
So I might drop the quality setting here just to see if I can get some better results with frames in a little bit. I'll do that right now. And graphics, actually, we'll do it on my side.
Game. Federer leads 2
The
games.
reactions are a little rough. And I'm not sure if that's me. Like, she gets her ankles broken every time she has to move across the court. We'll see.
Fault.
Yay, a point.
15
Hit it to his forehand again.
15-30.
Good lord.
15-40.
All right, let me see. I might try keyboard later, but I feel like analog is playing pretty slow on these reactions.
Game in first set. Federer 3 love. Federer leads 1 set to love. Second set.
Okay, I'm gonna try keyboard. Yeah, maybe. Maybe, I can't tell.
15 love. Fault.
Can't tell if it's any better. Set him up for his own forehand. Nope.
30 love.
At least I was getting to the ball that time. Probably need to be setting up some power shots a little bit more.
40 love.
That's the thing is I feel like power shots take a little, what a serve. I feel like they take a little bit long to set up.
To love. Second set.
Maybe that's just a matter of like, that's how long it should take because
15 love.
you should only do it when you're in position for it. I just can't tell yet. No, get there.
15 all.
I thought I was getting to that one. There we go. That one I probably should have set up for a power shot.
15-40.
I knew he was going to be off a little bit. Off balance, I should say. Nice shot. Okay, so I feel like I was able to read a little bit better in this. Match is not over yet, though. Ah, he cheated.
15 love. Fault.
I feel like I'm improving at least. Saw that lag for a second. I knew that wasn't going to go through. Nice.
15 all.
All right, so reacting a little bit better. I don't know if that's just a matter of like
30 15.
maybe he's not doing power shots anymore, but I feel like I'm getting to the ball a little bit better than I was before.
40 15.
See, a lot of these, I don't know if this is just a difficulty thing or what, but I feel it's not too difficult to keep the ball in. As in, like, even when you don't have great timing, I feel like the ball stays in the court pretty often. That's cool. I have no idea if the difficulty changes, like, as you start ranking up and stuff. Real tennis is not too hard, at least, to at least keep it in. Yeah, at least when you're playing to the middle for sure, but I feel like even on the, if you pull, let me put it this way, even if you pull the stick all the way to the side, it doesn't feel like you yank it out of bounds too much. So it says the season ends in 56 days, so yeah, 2 months per season, it looks like. As day 13 of the season, even though it came out yesterday. Interesting. I've only won 8 points in 2 matches so far. That's cool. Okay. Let's try someone a little bit more balanced, like Federer, probably. Serve and volley for Sampras. Not a ton of power and speed. Like, I feel like I want to play defensively. Maybe John McEnroe. But I don't have... I feel like volley is going to take a lot of time to master, so I'm not really messing with it right now. Let's just go with Federer. See what happens. You don't place it while your opponent blows past you. You're trying to hit to the lines. It's hard to keep it close to the line. Yeah. We're rated top 5,000. I don't know if you can play doubles online. I don't think you can. Who was that?
It's a beautiful night, and the crowd is. Please welcome.
The White Sox lost again. Let's go.
To serve. Play.
Gonna get to the middle.
15 love.
Make sure I don't stay in no man's land. Ooh, there's some sliding on this. Is this clay or is this dirt? Is dirt a thing?
30 love.
I guess I'll see you later. See you, ASG. Good to see you, man. Catch you next time.
Game. Alcaraz leads 1 game to love. First set. Love 15.
In principle, you're supposed to, right? I believe you're supposed to go cross court to set up your angles when you're playing baseline. I feel like it's hard to reset on this dirt. This guy's doing a good job of staying down the line. So I'll have to take that away before I start doing that again. He's basically able to cheat to the line. I can already tell my positioning is like, I would say my biggest issue, because obviously there's a lot of issues, but I'm not even giving myself a chance on some of these points because of my positioning. Like my ball placement is, you know, I can make different choices with that, but that'll come with a feel. For now, it's just, I'm not even worried. Like, what I should say is I'm not even worrying about that. Because I know that'll come with time, but I have to practice getting back to the right position every time. That's the truth with clay courts, hard to have footing. Yeah. Makes sense. I feel like my serve timing has been pretty decent. Maybe I should start with that. So let me cheat to this line here. Okay. That's what I need to do for now. Okay, I didn't get my timing back on that one. But I was moving him the way I wanted him to move. And then ah. All right, I've kind of got him moving the way I want him to move. I just need to finish it. Because the last few points, I feel like I've put myself in a position to win the point, and then kind of not reacted properly at the end. It was the one a few times where it went wide, but also I had really bad timing on it, so it makes sense. No, should have lobbed it. This game is feeling much better though. Reaction-wise, much better. Did he go? He went full power on his second serve. That's crazy. At this stage of the match, might as well. That was close. It looked like it kicked up a line. CGM asked earlier if there's challenges in this, and I don't believe there are. Based off what I'm seeing. I need to hit a topspin a little bit more when I do these crosses, because they're able to step like two feet into the line, and they're able to set themselves up for a good shot. Nice. Nope, no man's land. Floated it. Need to figure out micro positioning a little bit better. Because I am defaulting a little bit to the middle, but then I'll step like 1 or 2 steps to the wrong direction. Get myself out of position just enough, but I feel like I'm progressing. Let's play one more match. Play one more match, and we'll get some power wash in. Let me do another match with Federer here. It's fun so far. I like it. We're starting from 0, as you can tell. Intuition of knowing where the shot is going to go. That's true. And the reaction. Give me the let. Nice. Also having like a 1-step hesitation. I might need to fix up my controller a little bit. I feel like my brain and my thumb are not matching. And it's not even like that it's not even like my game is not responding to my input. It's like I'm not doing the input when I think I should. You know what I mean? Like I'm not pressing, like I'm not moving the stick at the time where I think I should be moving the stick. And then I realize like, oh, I haven't moved the stick yet. I need to move. So that keeps happening. So that's just a feel thing. That'll come over time. I don't know that... I haven't really been getting any power shots in either. So that's going to be like the next level of progressing. But that's also a timing thing of like being in the spot to get your power move ready. Oh, he did not expect me to get to that one. But yeah, setting up in time to be able to hit a power shot. Nice. No! I was already aiming before I was in spot. Not happening again. Twice in a row. I was aiming before I actually moved to the correct spot. Alright. Hey, I won my first game. Progress. Been there with Smash Bros, right? Oh, that was weird. Made it work for him. Oh, what a shot. Got that one-handed backhand working for him. Floated it. Now they put their sweaty pants on. I saw him cheating to a couple of spots there, so I'm going to keep an eye on that.
30-0.
And an opportunity. There we go. Yeah, he's been cheating at cross court because I keep going cross court, or I kind of hit it back to where he is at the moment. Sorry, I should say that I've been kind of alternating. That's the word. So if I go cross, then the next one I go down the line, basically. So he's been setting up for that every time. Serve. All right, we didn't win the set, but we did get a game in there. Seems a lot closer in skill than the last one. This guy's decent. I mean, he's made some smart plays. Certainly not a bad player. But I do think I've been improving. So that's the one thing he's doing, is he's cheating a little bit more than the other guys have been. So he'll step up to the other side. I didn't mean to press myself in that direction. Just held on to the input for too long. But he's been cheating to some spots, so I can at least take advantage of that. No! Tough. What? I didn't get a swing on that. That's crazy. Ooh. I was at least ready for that. Oh, all right, cool. Try to take a little risk there. Too much risk. I didn't have him push him back up on... I didn't have him pushed back on the baseline far enough for that. He was able to stabilize before he actually hit a shot. I feel like that shot should be a little bit more difficult. That one should be easy. Nice. I'm just not sure what angle I need to be taking away on that, because I feel like that cross court that he's been doing a few times should be more difficult than it has been for him. I think one more thing I need to do is aim a little bit more deeper. So I've been kind of aiming right and left, but I haven't really been aiming forward and back. So like that shot right there, if I can get a little deeper on the baseline, it's going to help me out a lot. Good shot. You know when to pressure is a really good strategy? Yeah, that's a big part of number one, learning when to do that, but also like I don't want to get ahead of myself. You're definitely right. When they don't have to wind up for a big shot, you can push the net because they won't hit it hard. That'll definitely come with time, which is fair, and I'm going to keep that in mind for sure. But I also want to start fundamentally and not beat myself first. So that's where I think bad positioning is hurting me, and beating myself. So I want to start from the ground up, because I feel like I can do that. Like I want to be aggressive like that, and it'll take a second for me to figure out what that playstyle is going to be. So I'm just trying to lean in. I should say I'm trying more to lean into whatever the playstyle of my character is at that moment. So better is mostly forehand in this one. I'm just gonna stick out the racket. Yeah, I gotcha. At least that part, like there's macro stuff of like the geometry of it. The geometry and like I think the push and pull of like aggression versus playing offensively and defensively. I think I have a decent picture of it in my head. And it's a matter of getting like a feel for, number one, the controls, which I feel like I made good progress from start to finish there in terms of actually winning points by the end of it. But that's going to be a lot of feels. So I will keep that stuff in mind for sure. But for now, let's go to play some Powerwash Sim. That was fun. I'm glad I got the game. I'm looking forward to playing some more in a little bit. Let's go find Powerwash Simulator and scrub some more Spongebobs. You lost because you're using Mark Cuban. If you feel like you're in control of the match, time to move up. If you feel like you're defensive, time to move back. Yep. All right. Where did my cursor go? That was fun. So far, game looks good. Are you winning? No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. But that was a lot of fun. SpongeBob SquarePants. Powerwash Simulator. Let me change the game on YouTube as well real quick. Does it matter if an FPS is on hard drive or SSD? Usually, yes, you want it on SSD. Number one, like load times matter. But I believe, let's see. Is there any processing that happens afterwards? Matt will probably have an answer for you. I feel like the answer is yes, but other than load times, I'm not sure, to be honest. Y'all, what's up, Joe? Appreciate you, dude. How's things? Current resolution is 26 by 1440, which is not supported. I don't think that's true. Doing good? Nice. Depends is the answer. Fair enough. All right, Powerwash Simulator. Saw the White Sox lost again, so I'm very happy about that. And if for games that assume that you're on SSD, you might do programming assuming it will load in fast. If it's not, SSD will stutter. Ah, interesting. Same, yes. We're all on the same page. I don't know if my Powerwash game is broken. I'm going to reload it. PS5, assume you do because that's what the PS5 has. Yeah, some games are just optimized that way. I should say I feel like 2K is not optimized right now. Would it be laggy in game? No, that's usually purely from other than what Matt is saying. For the most part, your FPS is just driven by your CPU to your GPU. So I don't think it should. Other than what Matt's saying. Do I not have a cursor? What is happening? Is it because I have my controller plugged in? That's probably what's happening. Let me unplug my controller. There we go. All right, SpongeBob SquarePants. Continue campaign, and it looks like we're 2/5 of the way through. Because I think we did 2 already. Yeah, we did 2, and then we should have 3 more. Feel like it's not optimized well. Very nice computer. There are times where it's lagging. Wow. Yeah, for some reason in 2K, I was getting 100 FPS. I will mess around with lower graphic settings, but they're only on high. They're not even ultra, and they're not even that good. Like, I just think 2K graphics in general are not very good. And usually sports games. But I was basically at 100% GPU usage and 100 FPS instead of what I tried to lock it at 160. And I know my computer is capable of handling much more of that. So we're going to see when the new Game Ready driver comes out for NVIDIA. Probably in a few days when the game actually comes out. I expect that to be fixed a little bit because it's not really pressuring your CPU that much. So I assume Game Ready driver will fix that. A port is sometimes like that, true. From your hard drive because I compress my OBS recordings, still have many RAR files that I need to clear out. Cool. Did you need 200 gigabytes? What game are you playing? Warzone? Or some Call of Duty? What is 200 gigabytes? Bubble. Yeah, I'm looking forward to grinding some tennis. That first game, like, I think it was pretty tangible how much, like, how different attributes affect your gameplay. And I feel like I did a decent job with serving. Maybe not necessarily the intelligence part of serving and, like, making good decisions with serves, but I feel like my inputs with serves were pretty good. So I don't know if I want to lean into that and make my career player like a really good at serving. Because you can't do 99 everything. And I'm not sure how the skills are going to look. Maybe it's a maximum of 3 skills. So I don't know how skills are going to play in, if there's going to be like some meta skills that you need to have. But you have to choose playstyle basically, and you have to sacrifice some attributes for others. So that's going to be interesting as we see as time goes on. COD is dead. Is a dead 200 gigabytes right now. I haven't played in eons, but you still have it downloaded. Is that what you're saying? Storage was running out. So is that mostly hypothetical? You're not actually putting a game onto your hard drive at the moment? Is it like My Park? Kind of. I think it's more structured. I haven't seen how it actually plays. But there's like tournaments, basically offline tournaments to grind out your player, to upgrade your player. And then there's online tournaments. I have a feeling it's not very deep. We're going to see probably next week. I'm probably gonna try a decent amount of it off stream, but we'll probably play it on stream next week. I have a feeling that the mode itself is not very deep in terms of like different ways to play, so we'll see. I think my career is probably going to be pretty fun, and then it's the question of like how do you grind leaderboards for the tournament modes. I found an instrument. We're gonna have to see, because already that exhibition, ranked exhibition, like the actual ranking for leaderboards is not good. But if my career has a good progression system, rank system, then it's fine. Because a rank system doesn't inherently need to be about being the best. I should say not every rank system inherently needs to be about being the best. I think every game should have a rank system that's meant to be, you know, the best player, the most winningest player is the best player. I think that should, every competitive game should have a mode like that. But it's not bad to have like other modes that aren't like that. So as long as my career is built that way, then it's fine. I won't harp on it too much. Mayo is the instrument? Indeed. It has been declared. So yeah, I don't think there's gonna be like this big social thing like the park is in NBA 2K. But it should be some kind of like, you know, using your my career player in order to play online versus other people. Definitely. In that sense. We're going to come back and get the rest of this from the top. I've started watching the new season of Umbrella Academy. I don't remember how long ago it came out. Probably months at this point. But I have 2 episodes left. I was watching it on the plane the other day. And it was a good time. It's one of those shows that, like, I don't know. I just, because of COVID and then, like, the strike and everything, there's so many shows that I've just, like, gotten out of touch with. People are either loving or hating that show. There was something about, like, the first season with, like, this, I feel like the first season was extremely mysterious in an emotional way, like, in the way that the different characters were connected. And now it feels a little bit like there's an established status quo that even when stuff happens during the season, like, it doesn't really matter. Like, you know, it's either gonna, like, come back to the status quo by the end of the season, or, like, there's gonna be such a big twist that, like, none of it even matters. I don't know. It's one of those shows, I think. But I like the plot. I like time travel in general, and there's a lot of time travel in that show. And there's high stakes, so I think the plots are fun. Although I will say the first season, I didn't like the end of it because I feel like it created more questions than the answers provided. And it was definitely a cliffhanger, but also, like, I didn't feel like any story was concluded by that. So, yeah. It's one of those shows which I would recommend binging from start to finish if you do watch it. But I don't know how many more seasons are coming out after season 4. I'm not done with season 4 yet, so I don't know how it ends. Talk to your wife about this kind of thing? Interesting. What were your perspectives? There's a lot of mystery and creates a lot of loose threads, right? That's what I was wondering too. It was like, oh, like, there's some shows where it actually matters that, oh, this person knew this thing, but that person didn't know, and you're trying to figure out who knew what in order for it to all make sense, or like it becomes a plot point. But this is one of those shows I feel like it doesn't actually matter. There are some very obvious ones, like there are some plot points that are focused on that kind of thing. Like this person didn't know, so this person was lying to that person, and then it causes like a whole drama thing. But then there's also times where in other shows, every little detail would like matter in that sense. But I feel like there's a lot of stuff in the show where like you as an audience member, as a viewer, might be like, oh, that sounds like it's really important, but then it turns out like it never gets addressed ever again. It feels the fans keep watching and find out what happens. And when it's over, it never matters what the ending is, because what people liked was not knowing what will happen, and once it happens, the hook isn't there anymore, like Game of Thrones, Attack on Titan, Mr. Robot. That makes sense for sure. I unfortunately have not watched any of those. Just like I wasn't allowed to watch Spongebob when I was a kid. If you know, you know. We were talking about that last week. Someone saying like one of those things where if someone wasn't allowed to watch SpongeBob as a kid, they'll let you know. You won't even have to ask. I should probably be using an extended. Let's see what we got here. That's fine. We'll use that. And I can definitely climb up on the stairs right next to it. Just don't feel like it yet. I wasn't allowed to watch South Park or Beavis and Butthead. Dang. What channel was Beavis and Butthead on? Who's iffy about Ren and Stimpy? Ren and Stimpy was like really out there, right? MTV. But they allowed you to wipe the White Sox getting bleeped every night. That's some irresponsible parenting. That's true. What were they thinking? Allowing me to become a White Sox fan. Honestly, more trauma than anything else could have provided me combined. Went overboard a lot, yeah. Alright, that's pretty good. Let's go up. Can I... What am I... Oh. There's a thing there. Pro movement. Pretty sure my parents didn't like my sports watching habits anyway, so I'm sure they would have been fine with no baseball ever. Is this the Krusty Krab? Hey, did I ever get cleaning liquid? Still out of stock. Because there was like, I don't know if it was rewards or what, but when you load into this, it shows you a couple of cleaning liquids, but then you never actually get to use cleaning liquid. Not to mention your crippling sports gambling addiction. Oh man, you got me. Sports gambling's going crazy. Trying to make a Ipe joke, but I can't think of one. There's a good one in there somewhere. It's only a problem because you bet on the White Sox every single game. Yeah. It was to the point where I couldn't draft any White Sox players on my fantasy team. And thankfully they were all unpaid leagues. Like, I never did any paid leagues, but I couldn't draft White Sox players. Because anytime I did, they would do horribly. And then I would believe that I was jinxing them. I'd be like, if I don't draft them, I won't jinx them. That's every play on my team. There's always like one person I draft every year. Let me think who that person was. Like, okay, so in fantasy football, I would draft LaShawn McCoy every single year. But I can't think of if I have any guy like that in baseball, where I just had to draft him every single year no matter what. Just all reliable. 5 years in a row, I've had 2 more players get busted for steroids. That's crazy. Was it actually during the steroid era or like post-steroid? Post-steroid era, because like that would be hilarious if it was post. Like when Tatis, these guys are getting busted for steroids, that would be funny. Post-steroids, that's brutal, man. Let me just make sure that the sign pole is Clen. Actually, I can just use the extendo for this one. Maybe I can't. Maybe I need to be angled downwards. All right, we're good. We're good. All right, let's finish the Krusty Krab first. All right, this time we can get a little bit closer. Last time, like, whatever, I think we were doing the houses, and it wouldn't let me get that close. So I had to, like, jump around, move the thing around. It was crazy. This time we're kind of right on top of it. Man, yeah, I'm gonna be itching to play more tennis. I'm motivated to get good. I just hope it's not like a game where there's stuff out of my control in terms of like getting better at the game. Because I could, in theory, like upgrade my keyboard and stuff like that. There's like the Wooten keyboard that has individual actuation. So you like when you depress your buttons on your keyboard, they reset faster than like a regular keyboard would. So that in theory should be better for quick movements back and forth, but also probably in terms of like having more responsive movement. And I feel like that would be helpful for a game like tennis, where your movement reaction is like very important, obviously. So I could do something like that, but I don't know if it'll be like limited by my ping or something like that. My ping's not bad, but I feel like there's other games where if you have like a 4 ping, you're going to have a much higher advantage against like my 30 ping. Yo, what up, Zach? Is this the Krusty Krab? No, this is dude food. What's up, Zach? How are you doing, sir? I was homesick from work the other day with a sore throat, and it's been fine the last 2 days, but hopefully it doesn't come back from all this talking. My old man reactions keep me from getting good. Maybe I just need to take Adderall. That's worse. Good. Biggest hater of all time, Zachary Attackery. Zach, did you see Mike Trout has 10 home runs already? Imagine saying he was washed in 2015. Not 2015. 2020. Was it even far longer than that? Maybe not. It's probably around 2020. Hey. Got anything to say, buddy? And how are the White Sox? They are a special team, man. This could be a historic team, in fact. And I'm looking forward to them making history. That's all I will say. I think they have a chance to do what no team has done before. Because they are that... They have that level of talent, is what I'll say. They did so much better with TLR. Isn't that crazy? Isn't it crazy that that's objectively true? They also did better when they had real MLB players as part of that team, but you know, it'd be like that sometimes. Hi. Kevin Pillar is a real player. He sure was 5 years ago. Also, I think Kevin Pillar is like one of the most overrated defenders ever. He used to make some sick plays. Like he was king of the diving play in center field for a while. But I think there was like his StatCast metrics were like not good. And the fact that Kevin Pillar is not a starter on this White Sox team tells you everything you need to know. Orioles are pretty good this season, though, right? I think Jackson Holiday is in a slump to start, but from what I've seen, from what I've heard, it'll get there. I think I need to get on top of this weather vane. Gunner for MVP. Nice. How's Adley doing? Thought he would be leading the charge, but is it Gunner? Gunner's the guy? Is he actually built like that? All right, cool. Weather vane is done. 6 of his last 10 are multi-hits. Wow. I've gotten to the point where I root for the Cardinals to lose? No way. What is your, I don't know if expectation is the right word, but what do you want them to do with this season? Do you want them to lose just to tank for, like, the #1 pick, or do you want them to be the worst team of all time? That's where I'm at. I believe the White Sox can go where no team has gone before. Gone away with it for 10 years. So just bad enough to get people fired? That makes sense. No slandering of my Superman, please. You talking about Kevin Pillar? Nah. He needs to get it together. If I played MLB, I played MLB for 1 hour. On remote play, basically, on cloud play. And that's it. We were just playing 2K25, the new TopSpin game. Tennis. Well, that was pretty cool. Looking forward to putting some hours into that. I think saying Illenium is overrated and washed. That is such a sizable logical fallacy that I will not even address it. Attendance always one of like top 5 no matter record. That's crazy. That was like the Cubs before they won the World Series. They were still selling out. That's just because the Cubs are like a tourist attraction. It's like, hey, there's nothing to do today. Like, let's hang out. Let's go to a Cubs game because they're playing at 1 p.m. and nothing else is happening in the city. So it becomes a tourist attraction because it's more downtown than the White Sox. And I think that's a big reason why the owner, Jerry Reinsdorf, wants to move the White Sox like to the actual downtown. Because I think he wants the White Sox to tap into that like casual, let's just hang out at a baseball game kind of market. Because right now, you can't really be a casual White Sox fan in terms of like going to the ballpark. Like, you're only going to a White Sox game to go to a White Sox game because you like watching White Sox baseball because you're a decent White Sox baseball fan. Decent as in like you care about the team winning and losing. You have to like kind of set your day just for that. And for the purpose of like enjoying the White Sox. Whereas the Cubs, like, you go to the Cubs game to enjoy a baseball game, to enjoy some time at a ballpark. I'm not saying that's the only reason, because obviously there's hardcore Cubs fans too. I'm just saying like that is not an option for the White Sox pretty much. White Sox attendance is low, not as bad as the A's, but it's getting there, I think. But that's the thing about the White Sox, is that people don't show up when the Sox aren't good. And even when they're good, sometimes they don't show up either. But they have to be good in order for people to show up, basically. Not as bad as Tampa Bay, yup. For now. I think we're about to hit an apocalypse for the White Sox, unlike anything they've seen before, because before they've always like stayed in this kind of stasis and then like never really had enough expectations to become a disappointment. They were always just like not good. But they never like put on a multi-year rebuild process with like all this kind of stuff and then like completely fail it. Well, have some success and then put on expectations and then fail it completely, like they did in the last few years. So I am assuming that's a little bit different than what's happened to the White Sox in the past. Obviously, I wasn't there to see it to really comment on that, but that's my hunch. I believe these are all different planks. Is that not doing anything? Alright, this plank is done. What was I looking at? Maybe it was the arch. The brown arches. Not quite Mickey D's. But it'll do. I'll try to get the edge of this arch here, because I know I've kind of sprayed the side of it already. I'm not exactly sure what it wants from me. Hopefully I got everything that I could from up there. Does that count? Let's just bring the stairs on this side. Isn't there a button to show you? Yeah. I just happened to press it at this exact time that you brought it up. I was going to say, yeah, that's kind of easy mode. I don't like doing it too much. But I'm also not opposed to it. I just try not to spam it. I try to play a good ethical game. Okay, there's one more sidewall plank, I think. No, those are all done. Just the arches here. Where is it? I'm guessing it's this little edge, but doesn't seem to be the case. There's very little left. We might go do the chum bucket and then come back. But there's also some roof planks we can do. This one is just the arch. This plank is done. What am I looking at? Rear door frame. That's good. All right, some of these are farther along than I thought, so let's just try to finish this out. Let's use this, do that. Might be able to get enough of these planks, but I might need to get above them too. We'll find out in a sec. I think it's okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so it's just the arch left. And the window, I guess. So thank goodness we don't need to go back up there. I don't know how much this base is connected to other stuff. I think it's probably 2 bases. Probably this one and this one are 2 different ones that go all the way to the back. And also the floor needs a little bit. Trying to see if there's anything behind these knots. There probably is, yeah. You can see a little piece there. And that means there's probably some in the back here. That's probably where I was missing the arch on the other side too, is like right behind these ropes on the arch itself. It's really not doing that much, I think. Try to get in the corners real quick. And we might just come back after doing the chum bucket. Oh, nice. That was just a little bit of the corner there. I think this base still has to get done. I'm going to go, this is also from the ropes. Yeah, there's a big chunk right there. I can see some like inside of the rope there. At least that arch is already done. Let's see. I should have enough time to finish this. Yeah, there we go. Should have enough time to finish this before end of stream. That's good. Does this floor also count? No, that's not anything. And the floor ends... Oh, it ends right on that edge. That makes sense. You can like see where it shifts or like where it changes. And it becomes floor. Floor becomes not floor. Even though it's like exactly the same. I'm not even sure if there's a difference. Maybe, maybe not. Alright, so we got a little bit of arch to clean. We already got the rope parts, so... I don't know. Might have to go back on top for this one. What was that? The rope? Flag rope. Hopefully this is enough to get it, because otherwise there's going to be too many nooks and crannies to try to find. No, that didn't even do like half of it. Can I do it from here? Yeah, I think so. the flag is already done. It looks like there's dirt on the back of the flags, but I don't think there actually is. All right, rope is done. We're going to try one more time to get onto the roof and get that other arch, because I think that's the last part of the Krusty Krab. Then we don't have to come back here. And climb all the way to the top of the stairs once again. I can't even jump from there. Gonna hit his head. All right, here we go. Well, what are we looking for? I did see a little bit of dirt up there, a little bit more there. So we definitely got something. The rest of it's going to be on the edges here. Come on, give me something. Just let it work. Please. I can see, like, I feel like that should be dirt. I feel like that should be clean. Gotta make sure the graphics are how it's supposed to be. Yeah, I believe so. Looks correct. I feel like the last few times that I've loaded up this game, the graphics had been changed for some reason. Probably from like going from one monitor to the other. Oh, I fell. All right, let me see if there's any more dirt behind these ropes, because then that'd make it much easier for me to not have to go back up again. Oh, the rope doesn't even count for the arch, but it should count for this. Let me just get the base as much as I can. And then I might have to press the button again. The show me the dirt button. All right, what do we got? All the way up there? Did I actually miss it that many times? Wow. All right, Chum Bucket, here we come. In a second. All right, there we go. All right, so we got Chum Bucket. We got the floor of the Chum Bucket, too. Ray tracing going crazy right now. Actually, it's not actually ray tracing. We figured that out from when we were looking at the mirrors in the Krusty Krab. Actually, let me show you right now. When you look at the mirrors, it doesn't actually show you what's directly behind you. From here, you can see behind you the Chum Bucket. Makes sense. But then you can see the front of the Krusty Krab from the side here. It's like a rotation. It's like seeing, instead of a mirror, it's a rotation, because that sign right there that I'm pointing at is this sign right here. You can see the back of it. Actually, it's not a rotation. I apologize. It's as if I was looking from this direction. Let me move back a little bit. Wait, is it a rotation? Yeah, because it's kind of seeing the back of this. So it's like this is what you see from here? No. Because you're seeing that side, the flat side. So when you're looking at that, you're actually like seeing this. So I don't know if that's a rotation or what, but it's definitely messing with my head. So, not ray tracing. Kind of funny. The reflections are crystal clear. They're just not real. Is there even a ray tracing mode? Shadows, washing mode standard, legacy or standard. Wetness VFX. Yeah, I don't think there's like actually a ray tracing mode. Schombucket. Alright, did you give me any cleaning liquid yet? Please. Still out of stock. Does it show you here where, yeah, overview. It says deep cleaner 4000, and then it shows you like these two cleaners, but you don't have any cleaners. Oh wait, there's cleaners. So you have to, I didn't think this was a thing before. You have to equip your bottle first, and then you can. I also haven't seen this nozzle yet. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, so we have a plastic cleaner. No, we have a metal cleaner and we have a wood cleaner. So I think I want to use the metal cleaner right now. Nope, that's wood. Traumbucket. Does it make sense to put a soap with my long range spray? I feel like it's working. I feel like it's doing a good job. But maybe it's not. Maybe I'm making it up. Let's go get this thing. I really don't want to go up to the top again. Let me put it down, please. Thank you. All right, we're going to switch to the stubby gun. Finish off the rest of this. Oh, some of this is multi-purpose. That's why. The actual lettering, I think, is multi-purpose. But this is all metal. Nope, this is plastic. I don't think I have a plastic cleaner. I just have metal and wood, I believe. All right, well, that was pretty helpful, I would say. Yeah, so we have wood. We don't have any plastic. All right, does the white do anything? No. Green does not enough, so we're going to have to stick with orange. For all the rust at the top of the chum bucket. Soap for the tough spots. If only I had more. I'm glad I... Being a penny pinching Mr. Krabs, I can't buy any. Because it's a special mode, so I can't buy any extra, unfortunately. Maybe Mr. Krabs is the one sabotaging the top of the chum bucket in order for like the roof to fall in. And then he can't steal the secret formula. Well, good news. We had just enough soap to get the most annoying parts of the roof done, at least. What's up, Austin Meowers? Is the scaffolding of Bikini Bottom OSHA approved? OSHA has no jurisdiction here, unfortunately. Or fortunately. I am your captain now. this OSHA approved? Mr. Krabs equals TLR. When you put it that way, oh, I just got OSHA'd. See, we're at 84%. At least this is doing something. Let me switch to a longer one. I don't have the... Actually, it does force you... It does force you to keep the ladder at least 5 feet away from the base of the building. So you know what? Maybe Powerwash Sim had some OSHA members on the staff. Creating at least a 15-degree angle. At least there are some guidelines. Yep. But I'm sure Mr. Krabs was not paying for that, so. He's not going to get sued. Or he is going to get sued. Maybe he's paying for not getting sued. I don't know. One way or another, Mr. Krabs is going to find a way out of it. Almost at 90%. We have another long-range extender, too. I can switch to that, or I can go back up the stairs. Looks like the lower rim has a different health bar than the rest of it. By the way, TopSpin lore? Is keyboard the meta for TopSpin, or are you just using it? I only use keyboard like a couple of times. So for the most part, I was using my controller. It says it recommends that you use a controller. But because the gameplay is like so lateral, I don't know. I don't know about that. The analog felt uncomfortable, I will say, for movement. That being said, I use like a rounded analog that's a little bit higher for my DualSense Edge. So maybe a standard analog is a little bit better. Maybe a Xbox controller is a little bit better. So I would have to test a few things. But from what I could tell, the keyboard's not bad. Because there's so little, like, there's no, like, you don't even use the mouse. So that kind of precision, like, just doesn't matter. So it's all about button presses, right? It's all about, like, timing button presses. And I feel like a keyboard should be more responsive for that if you have a good keyboard. I'd have to think about it, because I guess an analog gets you like diagonal inputs versus a keyboard. You're basically combining two inputs of a forward and backward, and you're not really getting a diagonal. But I feel like in tennis, you're not really getting a diagonal output anyway. Like it'll look like that in the game, but the way that it feels makes you feel like you're playing a front, back, and then strafe kind of movement. So I don't know. Maybe that's kind of like more built for a keyboard anyway. I don't know if that's like in line what you were thinking, like in terms of movement or button presses, or if you had other like theories about it. Because the precision is all about like timing in that game. Timing and reaction, like it has very little to do with actually aiming. You do have to choose your aim, but your skill in aiming, like your how do I put it? Yeah, like the skill that comes from aiming is just decisions, and it's not actually like mechanics. The mechanics of aiming comes from your timing. I know Xbox controllers I think are pretty good with lag, but PlayStation controllers are not usually. Maybe with like a higher polling rate on your computer if you set that up. Maybe that's okay. But at least on PlayStation, I'd imagine, well, you can't really use your keyboard on the PlayStation anyway, but I was going to say you might have higher input lag on the PlayStation anyway. Just assume sports game equals controller, yeah. But because it's not as like high precision input the way MLB would be, I have a feeling both are viable. Actually, you know what? Thinking about it now, diagonal input really matters for aiming. So now I've just said all that about like how aiming is not that mechanically intensive in the game, which I still think is true, but because your aiming comes from your left analog, which is the same as your movement keys, instead of using a mouse for aiming, now if it was a mouse for aiming, maybe it would be different. But because your aim comes from movement keys, maybe that'll be less precise to a significant level, where you might not be able to get a feel for where the ball is going to go if you're using movement keys for that. Yeah, you know, because how do you actually determine where the ball is going to go, right? So on your analog, you have a range from 0 to 100%, right? It's a percentage. Versus your key, I don't think you can determine like how hard a key is being pressed, right? On most keyboards, I don't think games do that. So it's more of a question of how long are you pressing the button for? And it's not, there's no percentage unless it has like an internal percentage, like an internal timing. Like let's say pushing your analog all the way to the edge of your controller is 100%, right? So maybe that equates to pressing your W key for a whole second. And if you press your W key for half a second, that's like pushing your analog halfway to the edge. But you don't actually know, like you can't actually map that. So I don't know. Sick backpedaling, bro. Does D-pad work for movement? I don't think so. Because it looked like you can't change your control scheme. However, if you're on Steam, you can change the control scheme anyway. Like you can remap your controller through Steam, and if you have a DualSense Edge or some other Pro controller, you can remap your controller anyway. Like in theory, yeah, but not as actually supported by the game. Depends on the keyboard you have. If you can have a percentage, but same with the specialized controllers where you can tell it to activate at 1%, right? Unless I have my like trigger set up, but I feel like that would also require the game input. Like if you're not able to, like it's if it knows it's supposed to be registering a key press, then I don't think I feel like it would have to be programmed to accept a percentage of a key press, unless you reprogram it to tell it that the key press is actually an analog. If that makes sense. So that would need some testing, I believe. Because you can't remap in the game, might not matter. Because you can remap on Steam, maybe that's your workaround. Yeah, I feel like there's some thoughts there. Isn't there a power bar, or is that just timing? The power bar comes from your like button press of the stroke, of your stroke. So if you're pressing like, let's say X on your controller, X on your PlayStation controller, so A on your Xbox controller to do the flat shot. You press and hold that button to do the power shot. So that's the button you're using for the timing and the power. And then your aim and your movement come from the same input. So you move to your spot with your left analog stick, and then you aim with your left analog stick after you've locked into your animation, basically, and until you've hit the ball. And then just timing was the other part of it. Yeah, so that's your aim and your movement. Oh yeah, so if you have your keys, you're basically like, actually WASD is default for your strokes instead of your movement. So your movement comes from your arrow keys. And so your aim also comes from your arrow keys because of that. So I don't know if all that made sense. But yeah, WASD is your stroke, and you press and hold your stroke for power. And then your arrow keys are your movement and your aim. And that's timing dependent as well. And then the actual timing of your hit is whenever you let go of your button, of your stroke button. So it has the load. So the control shot's interesting. In the practice, like your control shot was like you're basically tapping it, but there's like an in between your control and your power, which I don't know if that's like viable to use as a control shot or if that adds like 50% power or what that is exactly. So that's going to take some testing, but yeah, just tapping is like not a good input. Because there's like a whole animation basically. And it doesn't feel responsive when you just tap it. So you do want to have like some kind of hold and release. I feel like that's been, in my opinion, the most reliable. Are you watching White Sox games? I haven't watched any games since like maybe game 3 of the season, something like that. I'll pop it on if it's like convenient, but it usually isn't. But otherwise, no, not really. And when I do, I'm actively rooting for them to lose. I want them to be the worst team of all time. I feel like that would be that's the only entertaining option left. It's not even for like it's not even for a good reason. You know how like Matt, you were saying you want them to be bad so that they like fire people. I don't even care about that at this point. Like I don't have any hope. I just think genuinely the most entertaining possibility is if they're the worst team in the league. Can we have Robert? Maybe at this point, honestly. Might as well just hand him to another team. Sleep Sox. No, they are awake. They're going to make history, Dante. That's all I'm going to say. They're going to make history. They will never be forgotten. This team has a chance to do what no other team has ever done before. Basically, I haven't watched a full game of baseball all this time so far, really. The Blue Jays are doing fine, right? I thought that the Astros are, like, really bad. No. I'm going to go from this side. We got to finish what we started. With the Thanos hand. thank goodness he does not have the gauntlet. Otherwise, the Krusty Krab would be evaporated in moments. Fine is an overstatement. Okay. I've heard that, like, Vladdy's doing really poorly last season or two. I'm kind of surprised by that, to be honest. But I feel like, I've said this before, I feel like anytime a player loses, like, a bunch of weight in the off-season, their swing, like, falls apart. And it might be better for their career long-term, but I feel like it's such an adjustment for them to, like, learn their body all over again, essentially. Varshaw's starting to get hot. Nice. Is he playing center, or is Kiermaier still in center, right? Wonder if the A's will have their AAA stadium next year. Is it even that? Oh, on MLB The Show? That's a great question. I hope they do. That would be kind of funny. I think the White Sox already did the 30th team in terms of overall in MLB The Show this year. I think I remember seeing somebody's video about that. Or like seeing a thumbnail about that. Kiermaier's injured now. Wow. Let's make sure I don't fall off. See if I can make it to here. 30th. Yeah. Telling you, history, man. The team that will never be forgotten. No, there's no list that's popped up on the side yet, which means I'm still gonna have to do, like, I'm still gonna have to find some more items to clean. It's all clean. I was hitting the tab button to see what's still dirty, so that means I have to go back to the top. How did I get up there last time? I think I stuck it, yeah. Watch them get exactly one win over the lowest and nobody cares. That would be so... It would be so funny, like, how devastating and dumb that would be. Like, of all the things that could happen. Jump bucket floor. The glove is not done. Says it's done. How is it not done? Oh, it says clean. Never mind. Wait. Why did he say, like, 250 clean, but not earned already? That's confusing. Why am I getting shortchanged on some of this? Okay, so I need to find Chum Bucket, one of the letters. And then Krusty Krab. Everything else is Krusty Krab after that. The mayo's not clean. There we go. Got a letter. I was just really trying not to have to do all that. All right, outer dumpster. It's got to be in the corner somewhere. Make sure I'll get all that. Anybody actually know what the record of worst team is? Never actually checked. I missed that much of the mail? Or is that just a shadow? That's odd. Okay, inner dumpster, dumpster rim. I don't know, I miss all this. Alright, let's go inside. Nice. Oh, it was literally all in the dumpster. Nice. We'll see what Fish Boy did here. Good job, Fish Boy. Radio, a paddy wagon. So we've completed 3, and that means we got 50% of it done. Nice. We will pick it up from there next time. GG's. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed. TopSpin, I think, was a dub. Glad I bought it. Looking forward to playing more next time. I will hopefully be able to stream some career mode, and I will probably be obsessed with it for the next week until then. So, unless I'm like really bad at it and I just keep losing and losing and losing and not getting better, which is a possibility. So we're gonna hope that doesn't happen, but you know, it just might. Not impossible. Anyway, let's go find someone to raid. Let's see. A lot of people I haven't seen in a minute. Let's go say hi to Tampa. And I will be back with you next Wednesday. Keep an eye on the schedule in Discord. I've been updating them on Wednesdays because there's been always like last minute changes, but hopefully I remember to do it earlier. Adios. Appreciate you guys. Hope you guys have a good rest of your week and weekend. I will see you next week. Peace.